Coming for us now. Somehow they found us out. No sudden moves, don't make a sound. They're out for blood this time around. We gotta burn it all down. Today's the day, revolution's on its way. Our time is now, hold the line. This is how we'll be defined. Just stand your ground, give and take. Only works when both sides really give and take. The revolution's on its way. Look around, what do you know? This whole damn place is about to blow. Look around, what do you see? I see the wolves at bay coming after me. Get ready for the war. They're coming now, yeah, they're right outside the door. They tried to hold us down, but they can't control us now. Today's the day, revolution's on its way. Our time is now, hold the line. This is how we'll be defined. Just stand your ground, give and take. Only works when both sides really give and take. The revolution's on its way. Look around, what do you know? This whole damn place is about to blow. Look around, what do you see? I see the wolves at bay coming after me. Get ready for the war. They're coming now, yeah, they're right outside the door. Break us down more. They want it all. They're gonna try to take us all. They wanna see us fall. Get ready for the war. Look around, what do you know? This whole damn place is about to blow. Look around, what do you see? I see the wolves at bay coming after me. Get ready for the war. They're coming now, yeah, they're right outside the door. Look around, what do you know? This whole damn place is about to blow. Look around, what do you see? I see the wolves at bay coming after me. Get ready for the war. They're coming now, and they're right outside the door. They're coming now, yeah, they're right outside the door.
Penis.
Hi. Oh, I'm all the way on the edge.
Shaking butt.
Yeah, well, we kind of have to. We have multiple guests this time.
We do. Hi, welcome to Finding Lost Hope. I'm eating a thing.
I got you for intro if you want to finish.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Hi, welcome everybody. This is our weekly recap that we do to recap everything that happened in Sunday's session, where we sit with some other players and talk about what kind of happened with the players and with the campaign, and eventually allude to what could come next. Few announcements out of the way. I'll let you take over since you're done eating.
Hi, everybody who's here with us on Twitch, but also everybody listening on Spotify. Normal announcements. I mean,
at this
the
point,
past couple weeks it's been crazy. Thanks to you guys, we hit Twitch affiliate, so now you can give us biddies and subs and things like that and help us grow as a channel here. Other announcements, we have our normal links in chat, the PayPal donation link and things to get me wishlist if you do want to support us even further. Yeah, I still haven't put that beacon link in. I'll literally do that tonight.
I'm gonna make sure you
Get
do.
it done.
I have
Do it.
4 people here who can hold me accountable to it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, I mean, outside of that, last announcement, campaign 0.5 is back this Saturday,
Yeah.
March 4th at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Be there, be square.
Yeah, come follow Garen,
Andreas.
Lilith.
Alaric.
And unfortunately, I'll be standing in for our wonderful Keely as they are graduating from college, so they won't be there Saturday. We're gonna have all of you need to make sure you have a drink on Saturday.
Of
we're
course.
taking a toast to him for graduating.
Woo.
Yeah. But
I burped in my mask.
outside of that, that's all for announcements. Let's do
Drink is
drink and snack check.
Got
'Cause it's in my routine now.
You remembered.
It's in my routine now. I'll kick it off. I got a soda and some water, and we've all been munching on something that he made, and I'll let him talk about.
Yeah.
The
We've all
Snack
been
King
munching.
himself.
I made potato stuff. Okay. Oh, the other one's gone. But this is literally like potato bacon. It literally looks like a potato.
Piece of bacon.
It's literally just potato with a bunch of seasonings,
And cheese.
fried, and cheese.
It's delicious.
And the
You
other
can't
one-
forget the cheese. You told me about the cheese, and I just
Yeah, and the other one was like a ball with cheese in the middle. So when you did that, it was. Bleh.
Almost like if you made latkes with mashed potatoes instead of hash browns.
I love potatoes.
They were delicious.
Oh
what do you have to
God,
drink?
not again.
Potatoes are so versatile.
They are.
They
They
are.
are. It's why I
Boil
love
them, mash
so
them, stick them in a
much.
stew.
You can take the actual whole potato, put it in the ground, and grow more.
Ah.
Can
Except
we do
they
that?
killed all the Irishmen.
Dan.
Well, what's your drink, Alex?
Oh.
Right. That's it.
Fair enough.
An unnamed brand of soda.
Yeah.
Soda. Danny,
Yes, what am I doing?
drink and snack check.
Drink and
Oh.
snack.
What are you
Okay.
drinking?
Soda, pink lemonade, and water.
Nice.
And the potato stuff.
And
And the potato.
we're all eating the potato stuff.
Yeah.
That's just
Potato
a good
bacon.
thing.
That's just this week's snack for pretty much everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got soda. And potato. I ate all my potato before we started.
Yeah,
It's bad.
we're not very healthy this week.
No,
Not
we
this
are
week.
not.
I think
It's okay.
I think we're still healthier than we were when we had just a bunch of candy.
Right.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm 24 years old and healthy. I just eat, man. And I'm still alive, still kicking pretty good.
I'll see you in 6 years and ask you how you feel, and then
At this rate,
And mark it.
us remembering to eat is healthy.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, at this rate.
True.
We all got busy lives.
Drink and snack check, sir. Well,
An
it's
empty
gone.
cup.
I have adult juice and soda. I'm gonna have to transfer to soda now though. And potato bacon, as well as Hershey's Kisses. I have peppermint Hershey's Kisses.
Yay.
Uh,
Yay. With that out of the way,
Ooh.
let us find our fleeting hope.
we got a lot.
Yeah. I did kind of skip over intros because I realized now that that's not actually like it is a part of this, but we skipped over it immediately when we went to announcements.
No, yeah, my
Um,
fault.
Whoopsie daisy.
So we'll just go around and say real quick. Hi, I'm Zach, the humble DM of the campaign we're discussing.
Ooh.
I also play Garen on Saturday.
Ooh.
Hi, I'm Alex, also known as Red Cat Mannequin. I live stream sometimes, not really. I mostly record. And I'm the editor and Leviathan.
And the other one.
And TikToker for Fleeting Hope.
And the other one.
And then there's another editor. Go.
No, we're
No.
on
Sure.
And Andre.
Oh, and I'm Andreas in this game.
He's good.
I go now.
Good.
He said, "That's it. I'm done."
Oh
That's
my
it.
God.
Your turn.
He just wanted the plug. That's it.
I don't know what to say. I forgot.
But
I have a lot to say.
I'm Danny. I'm also Kaylin in the one campaign, the main campaign.
EXC1.
And then- Yes. And then I am Lilith in the other campaign, 0.5.
Yeah.
Ooh. Hello, I am Sav, also known as Funshine Illustration Online. I play Zem in Campaign 1 on Sundays, and then I play Alaric, our little fancy little barbarian guy, in Campaign 0.5 every other Saturday. So, ooh.
But I love her.
Mhm.
But I love her.
She's
Yeah,
lovely.
she wants love. She wants attention. Hi, my name is Gavin. I'm also known as White Hawk online. I play Tome Ata and another character that shall not be named this recap. But in EXC1, and then I am the humble DM for campaign EXC.5. I stream and do the fun internet things as well.
That acronym is gonna be rough getting used to.
Yeah, it is. It's a little rough.
EXC. Yeah, that's introductions. So let's.
Now find our fleeting hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's running right now. We gotta catch it.
Oh no.
Do
So
we really want to catch it though?
this is session
Yes.
50. Which, hey,
Big 5-0.
this
Yeah.
is session 50.
That's why this is the longer recap, and we have more guests.
Yeah.
Because we're
This was
gonna
a-
break it down.
This was a heavy milestone for narrative flow, as well as being an actual milestone. I still have yet to tell the rest of the party. But you guys all leveled up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Level
So,
11.
We're gonna roll hit dice before session on Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Health.
Whenever you level up, you get to roll a die.
I don't
Depending
think I
on
did that
what-
when I leveled up last time.
You did.
You did.
I remember.
We
I remember
go
him
around
telling
the
you.
table.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you roll your hit die and you add it to
The roll.
the rolled HP and your hit points, and that's how many hit points you get extra plus your Constitution modifier.
Ooh.
So if you have a +5 for your Constitution, you get 5 to whatever the fuck you roll.
Ooh, that means I gotta pick which one I'm gonna level up.
Yeah, you two
Yeah.
have to pick which which class y'all are leveling up in. You two are just straight classes. Are you-
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm
I
a
forgot.
DM.
I forgot.
Wow.
I
Listen,
forgot.
Wow.
You don't ever
Yeah.
use any of the other
Yeah.
features.
I don't. I really don't.
You
That's
don't
why I'm
really-
considering just leveling up in the other one
At this point.
at this point.
I mean, it depends on which features you're looking for out of
Right,
each.
which
and
I
which
want to
route
talk
you
to you
wanna go.
about eventually.
Yeah.
Because, like,
We
I
can
don't
talk
know what
after.
we'll need.
Yeah, we can talk after this,
Right.
or if it comes up in conversation in this.
Yeah.
It might, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, this
Cool,
was a
Tito.
this was a big this is a big milestone session.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You guys made it to the wellspring of remembrance,
Ooh.
Yes.
which we'll get to that.
Ooh.
'Cause
There's a
that
lot of
that had a
conversation.
lot that happened there.
Ooh.
But before then, you were all traveling, and I as the DM feel like the first major like story element for this session came from it kind of bled from the last session and the session before, this like sense of waning trust and belief in Arechi's direction. I could see that was starting to play a factor. Like a lot of people were like, does he even know where he's going?
Right.
Like we've been going the same way and we have
Should
not
we
seen
just go
anything.
back? Like,
Right.
Are we even gonna find anything?
Right. Like wasn't the whole point was just to come here and see how he feels.
Yeah.
And now it's been weeks
Mm-hmm.
back at home, but it's only
Been
been
5 days for us.
yeah, it's barely been a week for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Like are we gonna find this or not?
Right.
Because the clock is ticking back home.
Mhm.
Even
We
if
have
that's
no
what it
idea
was.
what's going on
We
Right.
need to get back
at this point.
There was also some well-used sendings.
Well used. That's who.
Some information was shared
Good.
about things that are going on back home to a very, very vague degree.
Not enough. 25 words isn't enough.
25 words is not enough.
That was said, and I went, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Uh,
So you all pushed forward, dug in your heels, and kept following Arechi / Kalen's lead.
Ooh.
And there was some good RP in that
Real
time.
good RP.
Y'all talked about y'all's book a little bit more.
Oh,
Yeah.
Which us three need to sit down and
And
actually make this a thing, come
Yeah.
up with a title, what the actual story plot is. Like
Right.
we need to figure this out and then get some fun content to you guys at home and listeners on
The lost
Spotify.
and betrayed.
What if we make like skits to play like while the intro music is playing, just like little skits of the book, like this week on the Lost and Remembered.
Oh, that would be
like
so
it's a
fun.
soap opera.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking, what if there's enough of an intrigue, what if the three of y'all actually sat down and like wrote books?
Bro, I would be. You girls down?
Yeah.
You girls down?
I'll make the covers and might like edit it, but I can't write for sure.
But Danny, we got this.
You can
I've
do all
already
the
wrote a short
illustrations,
story.
Yeah.
if there is illustrations,
Yeah.
or y'all could do it a comic-based thing, and like this
Oh,
whole
yeah.
time it's just been a smutty comic.
No. We've already played into it being a like chapter
Yeah,
book
yeah,
and
yeah.
everything.
Well,
So
there's chapters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
there's
no,
chapters in
yeah,
comics.
there's chapters in comics, but we've
What about
we've already
Neptune's
played
man?
into it.
It's gonna have to be wrapped in plastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. You said that, and I just thought of something. You, Leviathan, Robert, and Tomei, honestly, all three could sit down and come up with an internet.
Good, yeah,
Like some form of internet.
good.
We can make Wi-Fi.
We need to make the internet first.
Weebity.
Yeah, but no, I've actually wrote a short story once before from single characters. It was a 2-character perspective. I wrote the side of one of the characters, and it was actually, I really wanted it to come out, but
How about this? You give me ideas, I'll write the book.
okay, I can throw the rough draft
And
around.
then you give me the book and I illustrate.
Yes. All right, we've got this. Look for it in the next couple years.
Maybe when we're 80. Who knows?
No.
Honestly, us
Start
three
procrastination, yeah.
could probably boil it down and get it done within a year or two. That's why I said 2 years.
Oof.
And it's nothing
Wow,
that we're
you
gonna
have faith in
publish.
me.
Yeah, I'm like, oof.
It's nothing we're gonna publish. It's just
I
something
mean, if it's good though.
And if
maybe.
there's an intrigue.
Good.
fun. Wait, give it just another second for us to actually be back. And we restarted time. We need to fix our internet.
Yeah.
Because editing session is going to be a pain, and now editing recap is going to be a fucking pain.
I have different.
Support us through the PayPal link if you want us to get better equipment so that this doesn't happen.
Speaking of which, you should check.
My shit is
I'm
not
I'm
reloading.
on. It's loaded. We're here.
I know, but I want my shit to reload. There we go. I gotta get channel points so I can give y'all inspiration.
I have 4.7K.
I have 5.4.
Damn.
Yeah, but y'all are saving up for other things.
I also
Like,
spent it on party
I
advantage.
was so tempted this last session to redeem NPC joke
Oh,
and
same.
make
I
the
feel like we need to
Nicholas.
bump
Yeah.
that. We need to bump that up.
No,
That
we
one
don't.
needs the bump.
We need to bump that one up.
no.
Yes.
That one's the best one though.
Yes, but it puts
Hold
too
on,
much
let's back-
pressure on me to like,
That's fair.
How about you just have a
especially if
list
y'all
of
are talking
notes?
to like the bad guy. Like,
ask
Mother-in-law.
ask
Why did I say that?
ask the decision die for everything. Even it's yes we bump it. Odd it's no we leave it. You gave yourself advantage,
mhm.
and it was still
It was a 2.
It was a 2.
So, what?
We bump it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying
Ooh,
attention.
damn it.
I'm
Poopy.
playing with a cat.
Like,
Anyways.
it's not going to be like more than a wild magic surge.
Anyways.
But- Anyways, so there was a bunch of RP.
Ooh.
Y'all talked about y'all's book.
We had mini rock concerts.
Y'all had another rock concert,
Met Jen.
more or less.
Loved it.
Wasn't that the session before that we
that
had
was
the
the
rock
session
concert in
before.
that gym? That was
Yeah,
that was
that was the
last
session.
recap.
Leviathan got some information, but he didn't get that until the Wellspring.
Yeah.
So.
No, I think what was revealed during RP was not only stuff about the book, it was the first instance of like secrets, I believe.
Yeah,
I think that was the first instance of
yeah, because people asked
secrets.
about your ears.
Leviathan did, yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Right.
I don't remember if that was like the first one because I feel like there was something before that.
Well, why don't we break that one down since it's the first one we can remember?
And it's the easiest. It's the
Yeah.
fucking easiest and quickest
asked
one.
if I was wanted.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Thank
It was when
you.
DM needed a bathroom break.
Yeah, so DM needed a bathroom break, and we sat there, and you looked at us and was like, RP, and
Yeah,
I was
I was
like,
like-
fuck yeah. So I immediately bit on to asking Leviathan about like, hey, so you said that you left Zarum because you were basically imprisoned, like how'd you get out and everything?
Yes, which
Yeah.
I've fully written out now of how I got out.
I need to double check that.
Yeah, you need to read it if you wanna.
Yeah, I can read it while y'all talk.
Sure you
Yeah.
could.
Yeah, but
I'm sure-
I'm a
basically
speed reader.
from my
Don't doubt me.
standpoint of it, and I'll let you
It's
break it
simplified.
down.
What?
I'll let you break it down. I was waiting for you to finish that conversation.
Oh no, this is stuff that I'm gonna explain when you ask more about it. When Leviathan's like, oh shit, this is real.
Yeah. Later on when we're out of the Feywild.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, I asked about it, and you were like, yeah, I had to kill some people to get out. I broke out, basically, more or less. And so, why did you want to go back? And you said, because you wanted to learn who you were and, like, where you were from. And so, Tomei very much was just like, all right, well, then when we're out of here, let's go check it out. See if we can't pay off your bounty or something.
Mhm.
And then, so, like, what was your thoughts? Like, because that was something I just kind of, like, came up with to fill RP, but I'm glad I did. To ask you, but I want to hear from you and your thoughts on like me throwing that at you.
Leviathan honestly has no idea if he's wanted, if, he goes back and he'll immediately get imprisoned, or he'll have to start fighting people
You need to scoot closer, by the
to
way.
get
Mike.
information. Yeah, I know, I was playing with the cat. No idea if I'm wanted or not.
But how do you feel about the fact that Tommy's like, oh, let's go figure it out?
He wanted to go back anyways.
Go
He's
fuck
just
some
let,
people up.
yeah, fuck some people up. Let's go kill people. You ready to go kill people?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
No.
We'll kill all of his arm.
I'm
We'll have a heist. We'll put bombs everywhere.
no.
No.
Depending on what's there, Zem will help.
Bomb them, and then bomb them, and then bomb them again.
I can't do that.
No.
I can
can
slicey
make-
slice,
I
but
can
I
make
can't
bombs.
do that.
Okay, but on a serious note,
Yes.
on actual seriousness, I know joking around, whatever, but like, what does Leviathan think after that conversation of Tomei?
People listened to what he said, that he wanted to go back to his arm to find information on his family. So it was just like, Leviathan will remember that.
What the little text bubble popped up.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
still
yeah.
had subtitles on for the characters. But bouncing to you two, just kind of
That's
not
beautiful.
not to
Right?
That
exclude
is
you.
beautiful.
It is.
Yeah, I almost started tearing up for a second there.
Oh,
Like that was beautifully written.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cat helped.
Whenever you guys were like, because obviously your guys' characters were listening to that conversation and everything, were a part of it. What was going through your guys' head?
I'm sorry, what was the situation?
We're doing a recap. Please pay attention.
No,
Please
but
pay attention.
I was more concentrated on what he was talking about.
That is true.
We're continuing that. But anyways, continue, Sav.
I was very much like, I guess from my character's perspective, she was very surprised, like, that people were starting to open up in her presence, because technically she's only been with you guys for what, like maybe a week at this point, a
Yeah.
little over that. So the fact that your characters felt safe opening up during that, almost like when Tomei hesitated before like telling us the story behind the ears, she almost offered like secret for secret, because she felt comfortable enough to do that, almost did, and then you started telling it, and I was like, oh,
What's that up?
but yeah, so it was much, it was very much a place of like, whoa, these people trust me, I guess I can trust them too, you know. So that's where she was coming from.
Yeah, and that kind of plays into his flaw a little bit, Tomei's, with the I just trust everyone,
Right.
and so you know, play into that a little bit. You guys asked again, second time you're asking, I trust y'all.
Right.
But
on the counter end of that, you played into not trusting anyone and was very hesitant to share your own information in the beginning, at least.
Yeah. But also because I didn't know my information.
So Danny, same question. You were part of that conversation, just kind of in the area with Leviathan and Tomei when they were talking about going back to Tazarum and everything. What was Kaylin kind of thinking about the characters at that moment, and like what was Kaylin thinking for herself?
Honestly, I don't remember. It was blurred. Because all I can remember is the end of the story.
I
feel that.
I know, that's why.
It's hard to think of anything other than
Past.
that.
Well, and that's why we have these recaps, is so that we can remind ourselves and everybody
Watching.
at home and
Fair.
listening about all that happened throughout that, not just the big story points,
Yeah.
but to the best of your ability. What do you remember from that situation?
Being more of the fact of, yeah, if you guys want to go, then let's do it, to see if we need to do essentially what we did with Jackson and be like, hey, like, are we here to make amends, or are we here to kill everyone, essentially?
Make amends.
Do it what we did with Jackson. That's not what
That is not.
Y'all turned Jackson in, watched him get his head cut off, and then literally brought him back to life.
You mean specifically Teargum watched him get his head chopped off?
Yeah.
Well, and it's too
Again, depending on
Right.
what's there, Zem will go in with fist flight.
right.
So
Yeah.
Bomb them!
Yeah.
Slice them.
No, knowing them, that's the only option.
Yes. Right. Or sleep with them.
But
That's
DM, if you wanna take back over now that you're done reading. Sorry, I was running that little
You're good.
like. What were your characters thinking?
Yeah,
Sorry.
you're good.
Because I know we went from that to my ears. But...
Yeah. So, did y'all already talk about the ears?
No, we haven't. We were only talking about the Tazarum trip.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
I want to ask, what was running, like, how did Leviathan feel in the moment when he was asked that? Like, are you still wanted? Are you, like, what was running through his head? Like, am I? Like, what were the questions?
It was like, am I? I don't fucking know. I don't care. I'm still going back there, and I'm gonna stab him.
Oh, we got a stretch break, everybody. That's a stretch break for the table. Oh yeah. Come on, Alex, you have to stretch.
I am frozen in time.
Unfreeze.
Also, hello, Fearless. We will, if you have questions about anything, please save them towards the end. We will open up all questions to chat.
Yay.
But also, you can type and we'll respond.
Yeah, we'll still talk to you. This is the rare, like, thing where we do talk to chat on
Yeah.
this channel.
Yeah. Sorry, people at Spotify.
Just start
Speaking of
watching
that,
the
have you
streams.
checked the
I haven't
polls?
checked them. I don't know how to check the polls.
Oh.
It doesn't give me anywhere to check the polls.
Oh,
Did you check the suggestion box?
I need to check the suggestion box. I'm gonna check
But-
that after stream.
But yeah, but
Whenever I'm doing
Blackened.
whenever I'm doing the beacon link.
yeah. But anyways,
Anyways,
go back to your question to Leviathan.
so was there what, like, we know
Continue.
we know the thoughts at this point. We know the thoughts that were running through Leviathan's head.
Yeah.
What were Leviathan's feelings? Was he anxious? Was he excited? Was he scared?
I mean, no, he wasn't scared or anxious. His emotions are pretty much like dull
Mm-hmm.
or always angry. No in between, really.
Fair.
There are moments when he's happy though.
Wanted yarn. Have some
Yarn?
yarn.
You want you play with yarn here?
Can I play with some yarn? I don't need a
have
big.
scissors.
I don't need a big bit. I just need a little bit.
You
Sorry, I
wanna
didn't
play
mean
with
to
yarn
interrupt.
here?
I was trying to do it discreetly.
Start wrapping around that.
No, I have
Stop
other
playing
ideas.
yarn.
Yay.
We're playing with her yarn.
The two cat boys.
Little bit. I do very important questions for one question. Okay, bet.
Bet.
Bet. But no, his emotions are pretty much dull until something happens.
Well, I mean, that
He's-
was
he's
something
kinda
that was
just
happening.
meh.
Oh, sorry.
That's
You're
fair. That's fair. Well,
I do have a question.
okay.
Oh.
Does it have to do with this point in the timeline of the episode?
It has something to do with the ears.
Okay, so we're
we're
just
getting
about
there.
to get into that.
Okay, never mind then. I can wait.
Yeah. So then the party all realized, okay, this is the time to start sharing stories. Tomei took the lead on that
Right.
afterwards and was like, or somebody,
No,
Leviathan
Leviathan,
took the
because
lead.
I asked Leviathan a question, he turned around and
Yeah.
asked Tomei a question.
Yeah.
Back and
So Leviathan asked Tomei, what the fuck is up with your ears?
In that tone, if I'm not mistaken.
More or less.
So what's with the ears?
Yeah.
What happened?
To which Tomei started to tell the story.
Yeah.
Well,
Kinda
no, was
hesitated.
hesitant at first, and then it was kind of coerced out of him.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
It was very much if you wouldn't have pressed on that, come on, you gotta tell us. He wouldn't have said anything.
Honestly, I don't think I even pressed.
Again, Zem was about to be like, secret for secret? Because, like, she was also curious about that, and with everyone sharing so freely, she was like, I can share something.
Honestly, I
No.
think the silence pressed you. When you
Right.
answered and
Right.
no one responded with anything, I think the silence pressed you, man. 'Cause I don't remember going, come on.
To be fair, the silence can play a huge part in like how someone decides whether or not they're gonna do something.
Right.
Well, you want to know what it was?
It
was Zem saying something. Or not even saying something. You as like in your RP and we're very gestural with it. I remember looking at Leviathan answering the question, kind of doing the whole I mean, I've kind of told you it was just bad decisions.
Right.
I look over at Zim and Zim's like it was just that slight like
That was a passive persuasion right there.
it really was. It really was.
Fuck
No,
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, no,
But-
it was definitely like it was definitely that in which I was like, you know what, I trust y'all.
Yeah. And Tomei told the story of how there seems to be a common thread with Tomei. He runs into a lot of shady people who he doesn't get the name of.
Yeah.
You should really get the name
Yeah.
of them next time.
It's a fucking trend.
Um,
Next time we meet a shady person, what the fuck is your name? Because this one does not ask that question. I'm not going to tell you my name. Oh, well, not dealing with you. Goodbye.
but no, so Tomei told the story of how he met a shady individual when times were tough for him and his mother.
Mom had to start going, which I hinted to my mother's class
Yeah.
and everything there.
But times were getting tough, and to help out, he met a shady individual who was offering a good amount of money for his ears. And so Tomei said, I'm desperate at this point.
For my
And-
niece.
Yeah, I believe you thought about it for a little bit. Because it was like, do I self-mutilate myself? Do I go that far?
But desperate
And-
times call for desperate measures.
Yeah, you were definitely desperate at the time.
Mhm.
So, chopped his ears off and sold them. And since then, hasn't done anything to try and fix the issue.
Which then that was asked, like, why haven't you
Yeah.
Like,
Why didn't you let it get it fixed at that spring in the Maiar? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
think-
why didn't you let it happen?
And I think I said something along the lines of it had to do with like a memory, like to know that like everybody comes from a tough place. Even though that I have money now, I can't flaunt that.
Right.
That was a big like. You learn more about Tomei's character there. But yeah, I have a lot of money. I'm not gonna flaunt it.
Yeah.
Because I know what it's like to be.
And then there's this
There.
guy who looks at my money and go, "You're broke." And I'm like, "Bro, I think I have a lot. I think 500's a lot."
Compared to some of the other party members, you are broke.
I wish Teargum gave me some of his money before he left.
Right.
He didn't know you that well.
Hey,
He didn't. He
we
didn't
were
give
getting- we were
anybody fucking money before he left.
He didn't
give
give
anybody
anything.
anything. He said, "All right, bye."
Yep. He just
And then he went upstairs and went to sleep.
because he could have given y'all so many things. He could have given y'all some of his weapons.
Right.
Yeah.
He could have
What about
been like. He could have been like, "Hey, Icarus, keep an eye on them."
Well, we still love him.
Yes.
Yeah, I miss.
He comes back and he's just
Yeah.
tanner and has longer hair. He goes,
He's
"Yeah,
a changeling. He could do that no matter what.
Not
Yeah.
like his actual form."
His
Oh,
actual form is no longer just a pasty ass changeling.
Yeah.
Okay, I have my. Can I ask my question now?
Yes.
yeah,
we're on the
because
subject.
we're on the subject of the ears.
So my question was. So well, I guess it's not a question. It's more of a statement. Well, no, never mind. Why was it the fact the first time you told us about your ears that you told us because you didn't like your ethnicity, but now you're turning around and saying that now it's about your a suspicious person and how you sold your ears?
I never once said anything about it being my ethnicity. I said it's not that big of a deal. It was a bad decision, and I left it at that.
No,
There was a point you had said something about
Like the first time we talked about your
you
ears.
didn't feel much like an elf, and so you reminded yourself or something like that.
Or you like it's because
Which-
you hated your father
which-
or something.
I feel like I can kind of answer that.
Passive lie, just to avoid the actual
He was- he
conversation.
was- he was- Trying to take the attention away from it.
Fair.
And I had said something about making a persuasion or deception check. It just got glossed over.
good observation.
Yeah.
Good
But
job.
yeah, no, good job.
Nice.
It's a good question, solid question.
Very.
Now y'all know.
Woo.
Avoid
Now we know.
avoid talking about it.
Yeah,
Woo.
Hooray!
yeah. So after that,
Moving on.
it was
It's fine.
there was a lot of Zem asking me if she knew anything about 90% of the places that y'all encountered.
It was a lot of. Hey, I know about this, right?
So.
Which no, there's no problem with it. It makes sense.
What?
And I thought about it as we were playing the session.
Yeah.
I should have given you more information about the place you were going into.
Yeah.
I should have at least given you some of the locations that I had marked out, like a semblance of an idea of the map, like
Yeah.
whole 9 yards, but that's on me for not providing that information. I have learned, and we still need to talk, so.
Right. Right.
You have a lot of conversations with players right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
Well-
speak with me, with Zem.
Yeah, because this
Shit
point,
went down.
well, yeah, this point of the story, or this point in the narrative, it's less of like, what are some things y'all want to run into? What are some things y'all want to do? Now it's, okay, you have a fleshed out character. Here's some routes y'all can go down with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Danny and I have sat and talked over the past week about what direction her character is going to go in. You and I were talking about it before you even joined the table, because we were at that point where, like,
Mm-hmm.
choices have to get made for the overall narrative.
Yeah.
So you and I have talked about it already. You and I still need to talk about it,
Yeah.
because while you have a very flushed out character, there are some details that glossed over.
Yeah, there are. There are.
Thank you,
Uh,
Fearless.
Not 20.
And
Yarn.
then Tomei and I need to sit down. Well, Gavin and I need to sit down. We've already discussed
Yarn.
a couple things.
Where, but not the how.
Right. The thing that we really need to sit down and discuss though is route options still, because I still have some route options that you and I need to talk about. It was very much up in the air before, but now we need to start solidifying stuff. Aurora, the thing that I love about what Grace did with her character
Mm-hmm.
is she went, I don't know, man, whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, okay.
Which can both be a burden and a pleasure at the same time.
Yeah. So I've been testing the waters with her very, very, very like passively.
Yeah.
Kind of trying to see which direction to take her character's narrative. And I love that now everybody is somewhat aware of what the start to that narrative thread is.
Mm-hmm.
Robert, that is something that will probably end up happening a little bit later on. We'll see. And then Bellin, I have talked with Caden a little bit already. He and I have had conversations.
That boy is always thinking about D&D.
That boy, he's got a mind like I do when it comes to D&D. But yeah, we're at the point now where like y'all are starting to reveal stuff to each other, and like a lot of the cards that you did have at your disposal are now on the table.
Played,
Yeah, they're now on the table being played. So now it's time to start constructing your deck for what to fill your hand with next.
Right.
I love metaphors. It makes things so
I have this.
Go
Yeah.
Pikachu.
You have that.
Yeah.
Let's combine them to make this.
I'm gonna digivolve my Pokemon.
And then I play the Blue Eyes Black Red Eyes Black Dragon on top.
As a Yu-Gi-Oh nerd, I'm very disappointed in you.
And I'm gonna tap my trap card.
Agreed.
See, I was trying to fuck it up though, because we were going with all the references.
Goldfish.
What?
Go fish.
Uno.
Checkmate.
I phased out. Phase 10.
I love
Yahtzee.
I love us.
Anyways,
We gotta make a game now that's all of it combined.
Yeah.
We have to now.
That would be chaos.
we just call it the board game.
The board.
It's the board game. What's the
Alright.
rule?
The board/card game.
Alright, Zach,
What's
me and
that?
you.
The table game.
Everything.
The table
The
game.
table game.
Alright, Zach, we gotta make this happen. Let's do it.
Anyways, back to
Anyways,
D&D.
yes. Yeah, it was really the three of you that were sharing more about yourselves than anyone. Y'all had asked Aurora about the branches coming out of her head.
She was like,
I don't know, man. Sitting there scratching. I don't know.
Right. Zem actually recognized a landscape that y'all had walked past. Or no.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did. You did. The pallid caldera. Which I wanted to talk on that a little bit more.
Reggie pointed it out, and then that's whenever Zim was like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah. No, I want to talk on that a little bit more because that's some deep lore shit. Like way back in the background that none of y'all will really interact with. The only character who would have interacted with it is the one we're not allowed to talk about in this recap.
Don't worry about it.
The one that we're not allowed to talk about in this recap.
oh, okay.
But that is essentially the mirror location of a place on the material plane that is very heavily influenced by the Moonweaver.
Gotcha. Okay.
Hence the constant shifting, flowing aurora inside of it. Yeah.
Nice.
Which I love that little detail. I doubt y'all will ever have a reason to go there.
No.
No, we want out. We want out.
We want
Yeah.
to know.
And the goal is to get out right
Yes.
now.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
And then we gotta talk to our people.
We all gotta talk to all our people.
But y'all continued on, eventually climbing up a mountain range,
Oh, we do.
and of course you all have no problem scaling, climbing, or crossing any obstacle I throw in y'all's way.
You
Like-
didn't. I don't feel like we 100% planned for that. It just kind of was like, fuck it.
Yeah, no, like I put a delta in front of y'all, and y'all went, "Oh, we've got a flying broom," and Caden's character has fucking immovable rods, so we're good. We got this.
Flying broom, immovable rods,
Which-
and the fact of fly spell.
I didn't get to describe Caden doing that, and I was so excited.
Oh yeah, he flew on the broom. He didn't actually do that.
Oh yeah,
He
that's
said I
why.
could, but we all said, just fly on
We
the
were
broom.
like,
Yeah, because I wanted a moment to be like, you all see this small gnomish man just start like laddering in midair.
oh, that's cool. Wait, that would have been so
Yeah.
cool. I'm so mad.
Which is a callback to one of his NPCs
Mhm.
that he created, his mentor, who some of the players know this, uses immovable rods to fight.
Oh, fuck. I won't fight him.
You can't ever expect his moves because you never know when he's gonna
Yeah.
press that button.
Don't want to touch him. Don't want to touch him.
Yeah, no, Caden's character. Oh, I want Caden here for another recap so we can talk more about his character because that stuff is fun. He just made a lot of fun shit.
Yep.
Like very unorthodox monks. If you can imagine that. Yeah. So you'll eventually climb this mountain
Ooh.
to see just a hollow section of the
It wasn't a
mountain.
mountain. It was the ravine that we crossed. It was like this weird ravine with crystals and a river.
No, that was the delta. That was the
Yeah.
delta. Y'all crossed that, and then
Yeah.
y'all started scaling a mountain.
I don't remember scaling a mountain. I just remember
was-
No,
getting
we-
to this ravine.
It was less of having to like scale it, like climb it, and more of just letting her lead the way
Yeah.
up this like somewhat traversable like
Yeah,
pathway,
there was a path. It was
Yeah.
just took a bit.
like a natural pathway,
Yeah.
almost. But y'all eventually got up to the top. I have something stuck. To see, I had something stuck in my like gum up here.
Oh,
It's a potato.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I can get it for you.
Damn potato.
So
Danny, you and your comments.
Go
are-
on.
All right.
so
Keep it in your pants.
Keep
y'all
going.
scaled
What
up
do
the
you think?
mountain to see a massive hollow like crater in the center of it
Mhm.
with numerous rivers and springs running into it that all coalesce to a certain point
Mhm.
beneath this patchwork quilt of treetops that was just every color ever in different patches.
I took a picture.
Yeah.
I took many pictures because I realized, you know what? I could just do this whenever.
Y'all scaled your way down,
Whee!
no fucking problem.
Peaches.
Peaches almost torpedoed himself into the canopy.
I really did
Because
that.
I didn't realize how far down it was.
Well-
You said it was a long distance, so I was just like, okay, we need to get down. We only have 10 minutes. I want us to be down and floating on the near the ground before the spell ends.
Peaches,
So yeah. So I go over and tell Peaches, go as fast as you can.
I can cast
To get
the
down.
no, he went normal movement and action dash.
Yeah.
I really want to see that animated.
Yeah.
I would love it because just the
Because he
I
started
don't-
speeding towards Aurora at first, because he wanted to stick close to the people he knows.
Yeah.
So he starts speeding towards Aurora. Aurora has the fastest movement speed, aside from the fly,
Mm-hmm.
and she's already like at the top of the trees, just watching everybody else come down, and then suddenly this large brown torpedo just coming right at her. She ducks out of the way by like almost falling off the broom ever so
She
slightly.
did like a barrel roll.
Yeah, she did like a whoop
Yeah.
and spun around the broom.
And then here comes Tomei. I got him.
Yeah. And then Peach is just abruptly stopping right before the top of the trees. Which, if any of y'all had Speak with Animals on, you would have heard stop, 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 stop,
That's for.
True. Yeah, he's just stop, 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 stop. Stop! Thank fucking God.
That's hilarious.
That was funny as fuck.
That
We all
was.
needed a good laugh after, especially like intense RP.
Right. But y'all all got down the mountain. Tomei took a second to teach Peaches
Tricks.
while he's
Yeah.
flying, which Peaches successfully can now do a barrel roll
And a
as well-
backflip.
as well as a backflip, and he does a high jump trick.
Do a
Yeah.
barrel roll.
Whoop.
Do a barrel roll.
It looked like you almost snapped your neck. Do a barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's funny
He just got depression.
because Kaylin gets down there at the time and Tomei's like, "Hey, check this out." Peaches, show her.
That was great. What were you thinking about Peaches like becoming comfortable flying of his own accord? Does that make you scared?
No, I think it's awesome.
I
A
wanna-
flying bear.
I want to enchant some armor for Peaches that has like the at will for fly, so Peaches can just like, I want
Be
to
like,
fly.
I want to fly. Whee! No, we're having a serious conversation with like a noble or something. in
And
the
all of a
background,
sudden,
he
Peaches just Or I was thinking,
DVD screens it. DVD just.
or no, I was thinking he's like speed racing while flying, and so we're just like, no, dude, we need to do this so that we can survive. And all we hear is,
No, I can see this. One of y'all gets the idea to like make somebody agree to something while y'all are conversing with them, more or less like they're about to decline and you're like, let me guess, when bears fly. Yeah, yeah. And then the bear fucking flies. And they're just like, I guess I'll help you then.
yeah, that gives us a plus 10 charisma to whatever we're
Right,
trying to do.
like a massive like DC drop because of it.
We are
So is it
literally going to try to swindle people that way.
Is it possible to get some enchanted armor for Peaches that has that ability so that he could just fly?
Can he be like a
mean-
balloon where I can just be like, fuck, and he just starts floating like, okay.
Y'all constantly keep asking me if it's possible to do these things.
It is.
You can
literally
fucking
have
try.
artificers.
You have 2 artificers and a spellcaster.
Who
Like
can
in
literally
armor.
join forces.
Yeah,
Well,
and
and
the
I
3
also-
of you all understand the enchantment process.
Yeah, because we all did it for Kaylin's bow.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't do it.
No.
Oh yeah,
you
no, it was
observed.
me. Yeah,
You observed. You were.
Did he?
Oh no, you were
He
with
ran off.
Pyrgrim in the forge. Never
Yeah.
mind.
I observed from the distance.
so it's only me and Robert that know enchantment.
I observed from 10 miles away.
I'm RPing that with Robert.
More like 1,000.
Just in the background talking
yeah,
to
just passively observe.
Oh.
I want a scene where it's just the DVD loading or like sleep
The
screen and
bouncing.
just
Or sleep in a tavern in the room. Just,
yep, exactly.
I am an animator.
I was actually thinking we could animate something for the
Be right back
Be right
screen.
back screen.
Yes. Oh my
or just
god.
Peaches bouncing around. in the
Or like
background.
I could do all our character arts together, and then just Peaches floating in the background.
Oh my god, I would love that.
do a text box of oh.
Okay,
Peaches.
I have an idea.
Mhm.
We can talk about it at
Later.
some point.
Yep.
Anyways, so moving on.
Okay.
Traveling through this colorful forest.
Traveling through this colorful forest, the tree's bark was the opposite of the tree's leaves. Where you saw trees with white leaves, you saw them with black bark. Where you saw trees with green leaves, you saw red bark. Blue leaves, you saw yellow bark. And the reverse in some trees.
No, it's red dog. Oh my god.
It was very colorful.
Yes.
And Leviathan was the only one to catch. Well, first it was Bowen. No, you were the one that rolled for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was Leviathan who caught an entity staring beyond the trees.
Oh, we skipped that we saw a village.
Oh yeah, y'all saw a village. Y'all skipped over it.
Yeah, we saw it. Said we gotta go.
After smoking the Noble Blend too,
Yeah.
which gives you a advantage on insight and persuasion checks.
Mm-hmm. So
Like
we
y'all
could've
had
gone.
the means
Yeah.
to
I-
go make friends.
I wrote it in my diary.
Yeah, it was just way off the path.
I said we did not go. They said to make friends, but run away at any reactions. Cowards.
And I wanted to rush towards them inevitable doom without knowing it. So
I wanted to go make
there are
friends.
consequences for your actions.
obviously, next time I'll stop at the village. I learned my lesson.
I didn't. What's happening?
I wanted to tell them about Grassy.
No, that would have been exciting too, because
Thank you for the lurk.
thank you for the lurk.
Hey.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello.
But that would have been exciting too, because I want to tell y'all, but I don't want y'all to think that y'all need to go do that. But as like a, let's go check it out before we leave.
Well, we're
And
gonna
now
bail.
y'all know everything.
I wanna know.
It's also a long walk back. It was like a day's travel back to that
Yeah, we're not.
More or less.
village, and
We're not going back.
we said we
More
were
or less.
Yeah, more or less.
It was like half a day's travel.
No, because we're in the grass. Village.
No.
Crater.
No. So, y'all were scaling the mountain, following Kaylin's lead up this, like, somewhat natural path that she
Yeah.
could find. Y'all got up to the top of the mountain, or no, as y'all were walking this path, you saw the village off in the distance.
and it was a distance. It was a good distance off.
It was probably going to take y'all another day to travel to the wellspring if y'all had gone to the village.
Am I high? Because I swear to God, we were in the tall grass.
We were at the end of the tall grass, getting ready to walk up the hill
Was it?
when we saw the village.
That's
Yeah.
what it was. Okay. That's
yeah.
my view.
Okay, I'm not high.
So you're
So-
both right and wrong.
Yeah. Nonetheless, it was 5 hours from where you saw roughly 5 hours from where you saw the village to get to the wellspring. Because y'all were at the wellspring for at least another hour or two before everyone started going to sleep.
Yeah, well, that was also us just kind of staying up because of what happened.
I
Right.
was debating on just going to the village by myself.
Well, and just leaving the party like that when we're all
It's
still
That's
the
sitting
Fey
together.
Wild.
That's a
Yeah.
terrible idea, and not
Yeah.
for the idea that y'all are thinking. Y'all would go to find Leviathan, and he would be the only person alive in that village.
No, here's the thing: we would go.
They're goof. They're like Jim.
No, you'd fucking kill all the denizens because somebody said something wrong.
No.
Stop.
No. Wow. Whoa.
But the only reason I think that you could talk about it, because I'm speaking out of what I think. I'm not saying that this is the party. But prior to the conversation at the end of last session, it's going to be very much wake up, finish our conversation, figure out something with this spell, TP back to the portal, leave, and go figure out some information that we need to real quick. And then we can go from there.
But what if there's treasures at the village?
There's not.
What if?
Fine.
What if?
We can't take anything from the thing.
Exactly.
We,
We
were
were
literally
told.
told not to.
We were told by like 5 people, don't take anything.
I
Unless
guess
it
you don't
is
want to take
a
your water
gift.
skin then.
No, I'm taking my water skin.
Because he just filled up his water
I
skin.
mean, I
with the
figured that's a
wellspring.
gift.
That was something Nicholas and Arechi both went, eh.
Both the people that could
If there's
stop
no
it
one there,
were
how
okay.
would they know?
But you're
Grassy
saying-
goes,
you're
"Hey, show me."
You're saying to take stuff from a village.
Speaking of grassy,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about our little friend.
Yeah.
Before we get into the deep shit.
Yeah.
before y'all had gotten to the ever shifting grasses, I was rolling to determine whether or not Grassy would start trying to eat you.
Why?
You started feeding it.
Oh.
You know why they say don't start feeding the zoo animals?
Yeah.
Because they'll start trying to eat you.
I mean, I would give him more.
Yeah, but what if he ran out?
Darling.
I don't.
Darling.
I don't
I'm
want
missing
the bones.
You're missing a what?
I'm missing the die.
Oof.
Oh, ruh-roh.
It's probably somewhere.
Probably.
Anyways, yeah, no, I was rolling to see if Grassy would eat you.
Oh.
Because you started feeding the grass.
Yeah.
You started feeding it bones.
Yeah.
Rather than, like, you know,
Jerky.
that would have been worse.
Oh, fair.
That's meat.
Fair.
Instead
Rather than water.
Or, you know, decomposing trees or, like, rotting wood.
I have sticks.
You gave it a taste for
You
Pause.
gave it,
creature.
you gave it a taste for
Bones.
essentially another creature rather than what it normally consumes, which is, you know, the falling dead things that, you know, just age to death, or, you know, the refuse of a kill.
Is that why there's no one at the village?
We never said there wasn't
Did I
anyone at the
hear that
village.
Side again.
Babe.
But yeah, no, speaking of Grassy, Grassy was very quickly ready to betray your trust. He was I kept fucking rolling. And it was terrible. This high variance die does not like me sometimes. Okay, now you want to start rolling. There we go. That was a 1. But yeah, no, that's what I'm rolling while y'all are in the
20.
Feywild for things.
Gotcha.
15.
Is the high variance die, because like
3.
either it happens or it doesn't.
No, I saw you
18.
rolling a lot. You must have really wanted Grassy to start eating meat.
I'm rolling it whenever I feel like it's necessary. There is no order to it. It is
Grassy-
chaotic.
No, Grassy and me are
And
best
you
friends.
want to know something? I figured that's what happened with like the grass prior, so that's why when we hit like the ever-changing grass, like the tall grass, I was like, if you clear us a spot, Leviathan will feed you.
Well,
And when the grass is disturbed, it turns purple.
that was technically a different body of grass.
Technically.
So I haven't fed it bones yet.
You did, though.
Yeah.
No, you did.
You
Oh,
did.
yeah, I did.
It like
has a taste for bones.
shifted
It made a
itself to-
clearing, and I was like, good job, Leviathan bones.
I was like, okay, bones.
Yeah, no, that was fun. That is actually material from our people who we adore, Critical Role.
Nice.
We go back to the Feywild one
In
day.
fact, you have
I'll
all
look there.
seen that specific field of grass animated before.
Oh, in the Vox Machina series.
Yep. Where they found
We love you,
Garmelion.
Critical Role.
More no, because in the actual campaign, that's where they found Garmelion.
Gotcha.
In the animated series, they had changed it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like Vex had noticed him in the ever shifting grasses,
Mm-hmm.
but they didn't actually like find him until a little later on.
Gotcha.
So if we ever go back to the Feywild, I feel like everyone's gonna be fighting the grass.
Yeah, they have way.
We
Our
just
faces
walk-
are strong.
We just
Grace
walk
grass
in
is
and just gonna
Go
eat
grass.
everyone for bones now. I feel like I fucked up.
I'll say it one more time. Archfays are way too strong.
It's grass.
Well,
Fireballs.
Grass
something.
is everywhere.
Well, something you need to keep in mind: Archfey have control over a specific area.
Fireball.
If they are an Archfey or they are given a title and a claim in that area, that would have an effect on what that Archfey would probably end up doing with the area.
Mm.
If they are a, more chaotically aligned Archfey, well, they're all chaotic, sorry. If they're a more evil aligned Archfey, they'll probably leave it. Probably cultivate it. Feed it more. Give it more of a taste. Strengthen it.
Wear like a suit with that like nail biting spray so
More-
that it doesn't eat them.
But like teach it to essentially become a defense barrier around its grove.
Yeah.
If it's a more good aligned
You might have
archfey,
OP'd an archfey.
Yeah, I did.
if it's a good aligned archfey, they may just outright wipe it out.
I mean, we could
Depends.
just fireball it.
I mean,
Fireball's only a 20-foot radius.
that'd be a good way that if we go back to the Feywild and we see like an archfey cultivating that type of grass, we know to,
Stop that
steer
shit.
clear. Yeah.
Firebolt.
So like, you could have maybe saved us from, a bad interaction with a bad archfey in the future. Who knows?
Or I committed mass suicide.
To be
Either
fair,
one.
I actually wanted to talk about something.
Okay.
Okay.
Y'all got out of an encounter because I had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
we did.
Yeah, I thought about
When it was
that.
the next morning.
Oh.
Yeah.
And RP just like I said, okay, RP.
It's funny because a few of y'all had mentioned a previous encounter multiple times, and y'all had already rolled it on the table. So I'm sitting here like, y'all don't know what's coming.
Yeah.
A couple of y'all were like, we got lucky surviving a hag, and I was like, y'all did. Y'all aren't gonna like this one though.
Mm-hmm.
And then my body went, no, you gotta go to the bathroom. I'm like, fuck. Yeah, no, I was all prepared for
A battle?
no, more or
Could
less
have been a
just
fight.
another hag showing up right outside the dome.
Oh.
But for this time.
What for this time? Because of Grassy?
You piqued their interest.
What'd I do?
Y'all exist in the
Yeah,
Feywild.
I was about to say that's
Y'all
not
aren't
hard.
Right. Y'all aren't right, and hags like to fuck with people
Mm-hmm.
heavily.
I like to torture people.
Y'all got lucky with the Annis hag. Annis hags
We're
care
talking
more
about our
about
characters.
kids. Annis hags care more about kids.
Good thing we ain't kids.
Good thing there's no candy house around, too.
Well, I said, oh, candy.
Candy.
The hag that y'all would have encountered was going to be a dusk hag.
What's that mean?
I know Lucky.
They like prophecies
Oh boy.
Prophecies?
at a cost.
Oh boy.
Oh, to give prophecies?
You know what would have been funny? If Zem encountered that and like went outside the bubble and was like, "Hello, darling,"
Oh,
or something.
them would have been confused for a moment.
What?
Dusk hags look infernal.
Oh. She would have been like, "There's another infernal here. That's a big red flag."
Literally.
Yeah.
No.
So
No.
she probably
no,
would have been
no.
like, "Let me handle this one," and
Yeah.
gone outside the bubble and been like, "Hello, darling," and like talked.
Yeah.
And like it would have been discussed that like she was offering prophecies for a cost, and I was like, "You want a devil's finger?"
Oh, they got rid of them right there. Fuck yeah.
I mean,
Your actions have consequences.
I know.
No, you say that now. I'm like, oh, and I missed that.
Yeah.
Oh, you thought what happened in the wellspring was rough.
Yeah.
I missed that. That would have been
Yeah. No.
rough.
That it would have been like more like a caution of like, what do you mean by cost? I'm like, what's the worth? What you looking for? Are you shopping for gold? Someone's soul, not mine.
eyeball.
What are you in the market for?
You expect a hag to actually tell you?
No, but it's worth asking.
Yeah, that's fair.
We're hearing character.
No.
Darling, aren't we both dark creatures? You can trust me. It would have been so good, but so bad at the same time.
It would have been very anxiety-inducing
Yes.
for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I was trying to look up the meme because I can't remember what the meme is, but the only sound that came into my mind and situation is that I don't want to do it. No. Whatever fucking meme that is. Chat, Spotify, help me. Somebody help me find that meme. No.
It's from the Lego movie.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. It's the Batman.
Yeah.
It's the Batman Lego. I'm gonna find it now.
Anyways, so yeah, y'all skipped over that encounter. Y'all got very lucky.
Fuck yeah, thank you, Bladder.
But also not thankful, because then I had to deal with the shit at the end.
Well, and also, the beauty of a Dusk Hag's prophecies
Mhm.
is I could give y'all information regarding something y'all are after.
Oh.
My family.
Or Jameson.
That's what
No, like
I'm after my family. I'm
Okay.
just like, what? You're talking about
Zem's after some dick, so we're pussy. She don't discriminate.
She's just trying
Or
to get in
both.
bed.
Yeah.
She's trying to get in bed with somebody.
Or neither.
She wants somebody to cuddle at night.
Neither.
Maybe they're
Yeah.
a eunuch
Well, yeah.
Or changeling.
or a changeling or a shifter
Or
Or
an octopus.
or an ooze person.
There are many options in this
Slime.
world. And my point is Zem is after every single kind if she's attracted to it.
So you could fuck a slime?
Sure.
Zem is omnisexual.
Yeah.
If it can fuck, she will fuck.
Well, if it can fuck,
And of age.
their looks make me happy and the way they talk make me happy, I will fuck.
And of age.
Oh, of course.
And of course, holy
I think that's part of looks
Yeah,
making
that's-
her happy.
yeah. 'Cause I'm not gonna look at a child and be like, yes. Like, no.
Immediately the finger just takes over your
So
entire
just
body.
edit that out, the no part.
I'd
Thank
be
you.
like, I
No.
broke the line here. No. No.
It's like, oh, you're 17? Never mind.
Amate, a literal devil, has a problem with it.
Yeah.
Because I'm fucked up, but that's fucked up.
And that's
Yeah.
crossing a line.
I might be evil,
Right.
but fuck no.
I'm not
Anyways,
that.
anyways, let's move off that subject.
Yes.
Yes, please.
So y'all eventually, Leviathan sees this figure staring off beyond the trees,
Yes.
and
Sees a figure.
this figure is slowly encroaching upon the party. Very
You're
slowly,
gonna hate this editing for Spotify.
right?
Found it.
Yeah, but now you gotta edit that.
Yeah, I will. I'm gonna edit that in. I'm gonna save this video just real quick, just cause.
So
retirement party. What? No, I don't want to do that. A great time. No. You might meet some new people. No. Even make some new friends.
I may or may not know that sound.
anyways,
I'm glad you knew it.
so
I found a person.
the person eventually gets closer. Leviathan throws his spear at the person.
Yeah, I said 5 feet
Why
closer,
the fuck?
and I'll throw my spear. 20 feet. Yeah, definitely.
Why the?
So Leviathan throws his spear, and then the rest of the party is like, "Yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
We're trying to make friends." And Robert just goes, "You want me to come over there? I can come over. We can talk like away from them."
Yeah, because me and Zip started lecturing Leviathan because I just love the back and forth between all the characters. It was very much, we do need to make friends, but along the path. Leviathan, there's a village, let's go make friends. No, along the path. Eventually we find a friend along the path. Spear, fuck you.
We've been avoiding every single interaction, so.
Yeah,
Leviathan's
we
like,
interacted with the hag.
Leviathan's confused, and it makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
it's just,
like,
I say it, I love it, it's funny.
It's like, okay, well, we'll have a lot of interactions. We'll make friends. Avoids everything. Well, we're not making friends. Fuck 'em.
Well, my thing is, Zem, I was very frustrated by that portion. That whole portion. Just because, like, Zem explained, hey, we do want to make friends, but as we were suggested to do, we can't tell people why we're here. Because some of them might not like you. So, like, we probably shouldn't make friends until the end when we can admittedly say, hey, we're just lost. Can you help us? So I thought that explanation would have been like, oh, okay, so we should make friends, but like maybe wait on it. That sort of thing. And then you threw a spear at someone. I was like, oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
And then Robert goes and talks to someone and pretty much tells them why we're here. I was like, no one's listening to the Feywild expert.
Well, and the beauty of that entire thing
Sorry, I had to rant.
was that the moment y'all stepped close, she knew the fuck why y'all were here.
Well-
It's that we saw the hag and Leviathan was like, oh, let's make her a friend.
No.
make friends with the big ass scary woman.
It was
Hag until she got big, and I was like, no.
Like,
No,
it's been said multiple times that Zem has entered the party at the perfect time because Feywild, technically an expert in the Feywild, roughly, as much as someone can be an expert in the Feywild who's never been to the Feywild. So, like, you guys literally have like a travel expert basically at your disposal,
We have a travel agent.
You have a travel guide.
and no one's asked me any questions. I'm like,
I mean, I have.
they've been like, "What's that? What's that?
Do you
What's
know
that?"
what this thing is?
Yeah, I'm
Do
like,
you know what that place is?
you can ask me more questions. Like, hey, should we trust this type of person? Maybe. Can we trust that type of person? Maybe. Can we trust that type of person? Fuck no.
We were told as soon as we went in, don't trust anyone.
Yeah. But I was in the mindset of don't fuck with anything.
Yeah. And that's pretty much the mindset you should have. So yeah, good. But like, it's just that was a point of frustration for me in the session because I was just like, I have literally stated all these things in this session, and no one's listened to any of it.
I just love that whole sequence. You skipped to Robert going over and talking to our wonderful new friend,
Yeah.
and me, Leviathan, and Zim are all sitting here doing like a non-verbal RP of like lecturing Leviathan while you're doing your RP actually across the table.
And I like to imagine Aurora's just like she's pulled her pipe out at this point, is just smoking, watching y'all. Caitlin's just like petting Peaches, and Belwyn's also over there like in the midst of the argument.
Like he's trying to like,
but he's
calm
half.
down.
Yeah, he's half the size, so he's just like.
He's that
I'm
child.
throwing a spear in the air out of like spite catching it.
He grabs my bone pinky. I'm like, bitch.
Get out of here.
all in the meantime, Robert's creeped off and started talking to this individual, a dryad, which I didn't paint enough of a picture for Zem's sake of the dryad. She's naked.
Yeah, you didn't tell any of us that. That would have been a great detail.
As our most nymphs in the Feywild.
That would have been a fucking great detail.
I apologize, but
Like how naked?
like
naked.
Like butterball ass naked.
No,
To
like,
be fair,
naked or leaves.
to be fair, I did not describe a single outfit. I only
So
said-
naked.
I only said
Okay.
you see
Naked.
hair that was, I believe, red and looked like leaves, and her skin that was like bark and inner heartwood swirling in this mismatch, like she's a really gnarled piece of wood that was sanded down.
Bush.
All right, DM. I'm gonna have to have a talk with you. You knowingly.
No,
reason-
she does have a bush.
Okay.
She has some modesty covering up downstairs.
Okay.
But-
okay.
But outside of that, none.
Listen to me, D. You knowingly, recently, added what we just described as an omnisexual tiefling blood hunter,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
And neglect to tell me that most nymphs are hardly covered up.
Mhm.
I could have been like Zeus. I could have been fucking nymphs.
Mhm.
I'm very mad.
With consent, of course.
Of course.
Hey,
of course.
you were in the night.
Okay,
be-
that is un-Zeus like, but like, yes.
Now I want to try to defend myself a little bit here for
That's
my
fine.
decision.
That's fine.
Go
Go ahead. You're wrong, but go ahead.
You're wrong. Go ahead.
I knowingly added a horn dog to the party
Yeah.
when narrative was very important.
Yeah.
We were already at like 3.5 hours by this point.
Yeah.
Should I ask what the cup size is or no?
And
No,
No.
leave it.
you
No.
can wait till fan art comes around at some point.
You're done.
But
I don't know. Asking.
I didn't want to throw that information out there.
And
Zem being the travel guide for the Feywild, immediately
Get-
forget her goal.
Her job.
fair. That's, you know what? That's fair. That's a good opinion you have, but it's the wrong opinion.
Like the
You're wrong,
way,
DM.
the way that I like to
I back up Saf
imagine
here.
the way that I like to imagine what might be running through Zem's head
Right.
was like the moment y'all got into the Feywild, y'all
Mhm.
saw a couple dryads.
Yeah.
Y'all interacted with one.
Oh.
I'm taking away your
Yeah,
bronze
that's
Zen-
why I said,
for that.
why the fuck was I
Zen
not told?
has been trained so much so that in the presence of Fey,
Fair.
she's focused.
That's fair.
So
That is another point. So she
Sir.
she wouldn't have been like, hey, you're hot, let's fuck. It would have been like, hi, I respect you so much. We're on an equal side. Okay, would you want to fuck later? Like, what? So
no,
fair,
see,
fair. I see your point of view.
that's why he's being antsy.
Is she up there?
Yeah, she kicked him out of his spot.
Oh my god.
No, she's not up there.
Oh, is she
No,
not? What is
she's
that that I'm
out.
seeing? Oh, is that the fish that I'm seeing?
Yes.
Oh.
She's not
But anyways.
Oh
But-
yeah, that is.
Ish. See your point of view. Good point of view, but it's the wrong point.
Well, no,
I
see,
back up.
No.
now, see, now that y'all have accomplished this goal,
Now you will describe all the dryads as
now Zem's eyes have opened up a little bit more. Zem's eyes have opened up a little bit more. You're a
I'm
little
less
more
focused.
aware of the
so
things going
now
on.
I can try to get some fey ass
Right.
before I leave.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can see.
What? No. Leviathan is petrified of it.
That's fair.
No.
Yeah.
Of you, yes.
Why just me?
You win a little too much. You rolled high on your
Babe.
performance.
You did too.
Babe. You rolled higher than I did on performance.
That is true.
And
So if anything, you let that show.
yeah.
Still.
And literally he was a virgin.
Yeah.
So
Y'all's wrestling match was pretty well balanced, but the winner was you,
technically.
Mentally,
technically.
no.
Yeah, you chose
Okay.
for it to be a traumatic.
Well,
It was
you
fun.
know what? That's a decision. Anyways,
The wrong
It's just
decision.
a funny
Just
game.
like Zach's. Anyway.
anyways,
Mhm.
Anyways, let's
No.
talk.
So-
Let's continue.
Let's actually.
Robert's just talking to this dryad like, "Hey, sorry about my friends. They're a little on edge. Who are you?"
Yeah.
And she's immediately like, "No, trust me, I understand. I'm kind of a guard. I need to talk to her." And like points at Kaylin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Connor had put it together right then and there. Like
Okay,
somebody
she knows.
recognizes
Yeah, she
something.
knows.
Yeah.
She knows.
So she immediately
Oh,
starts
she
walking
knows.
over while y'all are all three having y'all's back and forth. Leviathan's throwing the spear in the air, just like staring at Tomei. Just
Yeah.
out of spite.
It was great. I love that RP because it was just fun. It was very character, like we played our characters very well there, all three of us. Like
Mhm.
I loved it. Like
But
oh
this dryad walks up, and the rest of you
Mhm.
all see her,
Mm-hmm.
and she's immediately staring at Kaylin. Just like
Stare.
almost with this like she's seen a ghost, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Staring at Kaylin.
You sure it's good?
And has this sense of like recognition. To which you all are like, what's happening here?
Excuse me, please explain. Yeah.
Right.
uh
She starts explaining
Alright.
that she, in a sense, worked for Arechi.
was Arechi's apprentice or friend or whatever
Yeah,
label you want to put there.
Arechi was her mentor, more or less.
Yeah.
And she had kind of in passing mentioned that after he was gone, she took over. So she led you all to the Wellspring of Remembrance.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This beautiful building of trees and glass.
Where'd my trauma hit?
With this symbol of 3 points in a triangle with just this continuously swirling line, the Celtic knot
Yeah.
with these horns that resemble the horns on Kalen's head. Walking in, you are met with a extremely overgrown interior, with this single terraced platform and a pedestal with an unglowing crystal in the center of it.
Danny immediately. I want to touch it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's-
Like, just interrupted your narrative and everything. I want to touch it.
She knew where she was, so it makes sense. I want to, before we start getting into the touching it and everything, I want to ask Kaylin
Yes.
how it felt. What was she thinking when, for the first time in person, you stepped into this place that you had only ever seen in your dreams or in your head? Was it surreal? Was it breathtaking? What was the things, the descriptors for her feelings and thoughts?
It was definitely surreal, and it was definitely the fact of, is this a dream or am I actually here? Like, I've dreamed about this so many times, it seems real. So again, am I dreaming or is this real type situation?
Yeah, like a dream that's like way too vivid.
Mm-hmm.
That I can definitely understand. What was going through the rest of y'all's heads? Like, finally seeing this place and like putting together the pieces that like this is a Rechi's home. What was going through y'all's mind?
I'll let them talk first.
Way.
You're
You're just
Eh?
You're just from the vibe. He doesn't really care.
Was it a change of pace seeing a temple-like structure like this compared to what you're used to?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the same thing as the Colosseum. It's just more temple and old. Or
Less people.
more moss.
Less people that want to kill you.
Yeah, less people in general.
Yeah. But you all walk in. What was Tomei thinking? This probably
So-
like puts a lot into perspective for Tomei.
Yeah, it does. Which, I mean, a little bit. He's been taking pictures these whole time just for the simple fact of he wants, story and history to be more accurate. He has a way to bring some accuracy to history.
Yeah.
So, especially being in this place, he walks in like, holy shit, nobody's ever gonna believe this. So, make him believe it.
Yeah. Which the first
Persitive was getting buffed by, or debuffed by everybody.
Yeah, everybody was trying to photobomb it, and it was. I love the idea that like, depending on the role, depends on how well the image stays clear in your head, rather than how clear the image is when you take it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was that first momentary, you see everything in 8K, right, and then it starts fuzzing over. But
Yeah, because
before
I
it
rolled
starts-
low on that one.
Before it starts fuzzing over, you see Leviathan's ass, Robert with like
Not
two
even
knuckles-
trying to phone
Yeah,
photo
two
bomb
knuckles
him.
deep up his nose. Who else was doing what?
Did you flash your titties?
No.
No.
I think it was
Oh.
Aurora
That's
that
what
did
you wanted.
something.
I think that's what you wanted.
Yeah,
What
I'm
did you
like,
do?
I didn't do anything.
It was Aurora.
I didn't do anything in the temple.
You
'Cause
didn't
there
know
was
what-
no
when we
use for me.
photobomb?
No, I didn't flash. I posed like Marilyn Monroe.
That's what it
you
was.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought of titties, so.
And then Aurora was like, "Can I just be there?"
Yeah.
Mhm.
Aurora was just like in the
And
photo.
then you got rid of the photo.
Because it wasn't clear.
Because he
even if he
rolled-
put it on paper, it would have been so abstract you wouldn't even know who was in it.
Essentially, take your glasses off and rub your eyes for 3 minutes straight, and that's what you'd be seeing.
I wouldn't need
I
to.
still would have looked so hot.
My answer would have been
Very
so
upset.
clear to me, it's fine.
But so it wasn't that great of a photo. So you.
I did wind up getting one later.
You did get one later, but Kaylin walked over and touched the pedestal.
Yes.
And you watched the inside of this building burst with light and color and flashing images on all the panes of glass. None of y'all ran outside to see what the outside looks like.
Oh yeah, no.
We were all too focused on we're here, we're in here, what's going on?
And everyone
Yeah.
wanted to take their turn trying to see their memories.
Yeah, and y'all haven't looked outside since.
Yeah.
Because
Oh.
technically y'all can't really see outside the glass.
Yeah.
Like you can, but you can't. It's like frosted, more or less. Because you couldn't see inside.
We'll
of
see
it.
outside next session.
Yeah,
Literally.
Yeah,
Well,
you couldn't see
maybe.
inside. You couldn't see inside whenever y'all were standing outside of it either.
Mm.
It was very reflective
Yeah.
of the space around you.
It's
But-
a one-way glass on both sides.
More or less. It's like a mirror on both sides. More or less.
See, I
Except
imagine
for
it like really thick iridescent stuff. Like you can see inside, but like
if you like press your face and cup your
Yeah.
eyes around and
yeah,
squint
but
real
otherwise
hard.
it's
Yeah.
like too bright, too shiny to really see anything through.
Right. But no, so she throws her hand on there and y'all start to see flashes of images, which actually the three of you who are newer to the party would have seen flashes.
So sorry.
You're
That's
good.
greasy now.
You all three would have seen flashes of two different tabaxis in her memories.
I mean, I figure that's
Ooh,
her big
dang.
thing.
We don't
yeah.
talk about that.
I know, but you would have seen two different tabaxis in her memories. Which I want the three of you to make a.
This is why
We'll
we have
just
our
make it an intelligence check. The three intelligence-based characters at the table right now.
dice.
Even though my intelligence is not
22.
that high.
That's cocked.
That is cocked.
Thanks, Sad.
5.
You're welcome.
I have advantage.
Nope.
No.
Fine.
It's sucky for advantage.
19.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So you wouldn't have been able to put it together.
Yeah.
Tomei immediately would have been able to pick up seeing similar attire to the Maiar people. You two would have put together that one of those two is probably Jackson.
Yeah.
And that's all we're going to talk about him about.
Cool.
It wasn't me this time.
Yes. But you also
Proud of you.
Zem would have gotten to see Tiergrim
Oh yeah.
on multiple
yeah.
different forms, actually.
Mhm.
But you would have been able to piece together like always carrying a similar weapon,
Yep.
a similar demeanor on his face, like definitely takes on different forms constantly.
I
Those are
also would've seen
probably
Melody.
changing.
I feel
You
like
would have seen Melody and Daisy.
I would have been like my babies.
Yeah, you would have seen Melody and Daisy. You would have seen Daisy's a lot smaller than you've seen it.
I really
Oh,
want
yeah.
to say that there
'Cause
was
they
a
saw it in
moment where we
development,
could
yep.
see Danny.
You also get- There's also a couple moments
It's
where
from her eyes though, so we wouldn't see her.
It'd just be the legs. That's it.
there would also be a couple flashes that the three of you would see of Kaylin fighting. I can't remember who she fought in the pit. Because you fought someone in the pit the first time y'all like figured out about the fighting pit at Daisy's.
That was Leviathan. No. Yeah.
When y'all first got together as a group. It was before Tomei, Leviathan, and Zem were a part of it.
I don't remember
It
Caleb
was-
ever fighting.
It was like whenever you had first gotten
Jackson
your
and
horns.
Bellin fought.
It was around the time that she had gotten first gotten her horns.
Was it really?
Behind you. Cat.
What a bitch.
Nope.
Okay,
Nope.
okay.
Yeah, a couple of them fell.
You could have just swatted him away and he would have walked off.
I got it. Don't worry.
Anyways.
Anyways,
Who was it?
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
that was forever ago. We have zero like
Recordings.
recordings or anything. I'm sure somebody has it in their notes somewhere.
Probably, maybe. I don't know.
But there would have been
The gods have spoken.
there would have been No, you were watching the fighting pits.
Mm-hmm.
You were watching the fighting pits, and Arechi was commenting on it. Passively, like very passively.
Mm-hmm.
Like in your head. But still, y'all would have seen the fighting pits.
Yeah.
From a time before any of y'all. God, y'all also would have seen your brother
Mm-hmm.
previously when he was much younger.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of flashes that would have come by.
The biggest one you described at the table was the memories of her meeting us. That was the biggest description you gave.
Yeah, it was Arechi meeting all of you through Kaylin's perspective.
I Zem wanted to like find hers and be like, "You think I'm hot, don't you?" And like say something like that. But with all the role play, I was like, I'll just take a back seat in this one.
But no, because there are so many more glass panes in this building than I could have painted in that one perspective of it.
There was too many.
I was gonna do a 3D perspective, but trying to call back 6th grade art.
Yeah.
Whenever I did that, I'm like, my brain froze. I couldn't
help
get
you
it.
with that, but
I thought about asking, but I never thought about it when you were around.
That's fair.
But there would have been so many pains that were Kaylin's life.
Right.
Before any of y'all had met her.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all would have seen images of Aurora much younger.
With like little leaves.
Yeah, like she was actually like much worse looking back then because she was a much more wild person.
Mm-hmm.
Her and Kaylin were both very edges of civilization, didn't go into the city unless they needed to. Aurora was kind of always a mess.
Gotcha.
God, yeah, that there would have been so many images that came across that were like insightful into Kaylin.
Too many memories. It would probably taken like half a session.
Right.
Yeah.
It's already taken us 20 minutes here.
Right.
Yeah.
It was exaggeration.
I mean, close.
But Kaylin took her hand off, and then everybody else wanted to turn. More or less.
Yeah.
Everybody else was like, I want to stick my hand on it. And then there's Aurora. I want to stick my foot on it. Leviathan had the cleverest idea of holding the bow over it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it didn't do what you wanted it to. But it did what you needed it to.
Because Tomei thought, hold the bow and touch it, something happened. That didn't work. Maybe there's something else going on.
Right.
Then Leviathan did that.
And then there's this just well on the opposite side that's starting to glow. It's 10-foot wide opening. And you see the Tomei saw, because he walked over and started looking at it at that point. Similar sparkles to what are dancing around Kaylin's horns when Arechi's doing something.
Right.
Leviathan took the bow off, and Tomei was just in this dark spot now.
Aurora put her foot on it.
Aurora put her foot on it, and absolutely nothing happened. And then Leviathan and Tomei started inspecting the well.
Because I was like, do that again?
I was like, okay.
And then I think I yelled over to Kaylin, like, hey, grab your bow and come over here. Because I had the idea of her walking into it, but before I could like pitch that idea, there was more RP that happened, and then you jumped in as Arechi before I could say something about it with what happened next.
Yeah, Arechi, you allowed Arechi to take control for a moment. Because if anyone's going to know what to do in this space to do anything for him, it would be him. He walks over to the well where the two of you are at. You two are thinking heavy into it. He immediately starts searching around in Kaylin's stuff, pulls out a water skin. Tomei, I have a mug. pulls a mug out, and he just takes that, fills it up, hands it over to, I think it was Tomei first.
It was
Tomei.
Tomei first.
Yeah, hands it over to Tomei and says, "Drink it."
Drink it.
And we need to know what it does. Drink it.
Which at that point, it was almost like, I almost wanted to be like, then why don't you drink it? But Tomei being like, yeah, it's to help out somebody.
Yeah, took a big old swig and then suddenly became painfully aware of a repressed memory. So painfully aware that he can no longer repress it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Then Arechi took the mug and handed it to Leviathan. Said, "Your turn."
I took it.
Leviathan took it and had probably the most painful repressed memory of his.
We took I'm glad Tomei went first because I was able to RP. Trust me, let me hold your spear.
Yeah, you took a second to like prepare him for what he's about to experience.
Yeah.
Leviathan took a swig, and shit was about to go off.
I was debating.
Well,
Yeah. Eventually, Leviathan calmed down with Nephilis's help. She came over and cast Calm Emotions on him.
Which he's in denial.
Yeah,
He's a ticking time bomb now.
yeah. Calm Emotions lasted long enough to get him out of the headspace for a
Yes.
second.
But
hey, thank God I have a new
like,
spell.
I feel like he didn't get good sleep, and now it's just a ticking time bomb.
Well, like Gavin just said, luckily Tomei has a new spell.
Of calm emotions.
Nope.
Another one that he plans on using for Zem, which we'll get into.
The memory
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
We'll get
So,
into
Don't you dare. I have
So- well, you can certainly try. Anyways,
killing spree.
so then Arechi dumps the water out of the mug that was left over, gives you back the mug,
that.
takes 2 foot of rope off of your 50-foot section, so make sure that you have that marked down in your inventory properly. And then tied the bow that he possesses, so essentially tied himself to Kalen's wrist and dropped himself into the spring. In that moment, it was an immediate, he's no longer controlling you. But a sudden eruption of light in the entirety of this space. Bright white flash of light. Well, this like pale blue.
Let's say you said it was blue.
Yeah. And then Arechi in everybody but Zem's head is just like, I fucking know everything now. More or less.
Yeah.
What was going through all of y'all's minds during all that?
Not a lot. I'll start first with that. Not a lot. It was very much Tomei was just interested on like what was happening,
Okay.
and as it was happening, he was just observant. Because it's not like an oh my god, what is this? Or anything. Tomei's very knowledgeable and just seeking more information throughout the world. This is just more information, so he's soaking it in.
Yeah, and then he was flashbanged.
Yeah. And then whenever it was done, like,
what was Zem thinking? This is powerful Fey magic surrounding you right now. Like,
I mean, it's really ironic because on one hand, really powerful Fey magic, she's just like, whoa, like, I've learned about this, but seeing it is a whole different thing. But on the other hand, it was very much like, especially ironic with what happened next, it was very much like she was watching someone else's story unfold, and she was just taking a backseat. So it was super ironic, but yeah, that's how she was feeling.
yeah. What was Leviathan thinking about any? I mean, he was just calmed emotion, so his emotions were pretty chill. But like, what was his thoughts?
He was dull. He was just. He was
Yeah.
zombified.
Yeah. But like, what was he thinking with this light show happening around him?
He was like, oh, pretty colors.
You know, fair enough.
He's like, can I do this?
What was Kalen thinking? Leading up to that, like, what was running through your mind?
What is he about to do? And basically after it happened, I was like, oh, fuck, we have to go and find this thing, and this is probably where the next piece is.
Yeah, which is the next part of that.
He said that specifically. I know where the rest of me is.
Yeah.
Those words exactly.
He said, I know where the rest of myself is.
Mm-hmm.
And told all but some, unfortunately. Well, one part of me, my memories, are trapped in a sapphire that was protected by a silver dragon that's been corrupted by the Shadowfell. Another piece of me is bound to a devil. And then he didn't tell the rest of y'all this, only Kaylin. He said, I'm fucking scared.
Mm-hmm.
And then immediately shifted his thoughts to, you're a part of the team now. We need to figure this shit out.
Yeah.
And I can't remember exactly how I led into it. But he said something along the lines of, I need to talk to your friend.
Yeah.
Because I know
I need to
if there's one thing that he can't resist, it's making a deal.
Yeah. Right.
You
And
just led
immediately-
into it with, fuck it.
Yeah.
I need to talk to Zem because I need to make a deal.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how you led into it.
Yeah. And I watched everybody in the party.
Go.
I saw everybody's alarm bells go, woo, woo, woo!
Well, what is about to fucking happen here?
So
You took the
Kaylin-
bow.
Kaylin handed Arechi over to Zem. And immediately, Amate,
Yeah. It's like, get out.
get out.
No.
And Arechi goes, no, we're gonna talk.
We're gonna talk this out.
I want to make a deal with you.
And he goes, wait a minute.
And
Let's sit with our
in my
tea.
in my mind, Amate, who's like, if he had a physical form inside your mind, is just like, get out.
Yeah.
And then it's,
Oh. Yeah.
just like full head
Full
tilt.
head, like maybe even like slightly upside down.
Right,
Yeah.
like intrigued.
Knowing what he looks like, I can imagine it too, and it's like, oh man.
And I'm gonna be real honest, it's hard for me to recall a lot of the conversation between those two because that was very on the spot and
Unprepared.
unprepared.
Give the summary. That's all we need.
Yeah.
But more or less, it came to an agreement that to allow Arechi to communicate with you freely in your head without Amate getting in the way, it was agreed that Arechi would help you find a way to free him from his bindings, or from his captors. And Arechi's one stipulation was that he was never allowed back on the material plane.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yay. Glad that's part of the stipulation.
Yeah, there was an agreement made, and Amate said, "I'll start up on the paperwork."
Yeah.
Because that's
Apparently, demons have paperwork.
the thing. So if the Feywild is full of like chaotic people who are afraid of lawyers,
Mm-hmm. Demons are lawyers.
the Nine Hells is full of lawyers.
Yeah.
Who do not like chaos.
Yeah.
They have
That's
to
fair.
abide by,
Oh.
law.
Stipulations.
That's why they do deals. That's why they make agreements.
That's fair.
They understand a hierarchy, things like that. So Amate's like, I'll start on the paperwork, and Arechi's like, all right, sounds good. And the entire time, Zem's over here.
Like.
All y'all see is Zem just
It was very much. We were looking at Sav at that point, like it's okay, we're sorry. None of us can do anything here.
Oh.
None of us hear this conversation.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it was literally just me.
Which, before Kaylin ever even got any of this information, I want to know what was running through the rest of y'all's minds, seeing Zem go from like, sure, let's talk this
Sure,
out,
okay.
to absolute fear and panic.
Yeah. I actually, that's a good question. I want to know that.
I spoke first the last time, you guys.
Damn. Okay. I was just more above table. My fiance is crying and I can't do anything. I was stuck like that. I wasn't even thinking about Leviathan.
Sorry about that.
You're fine.
Sorry about that.
You're fine.
You're good.
I wasn't even thinking in Leviathan's eyes. I was thinking above table.
That's fair.
But circling back,
To it now, what would have been going through Leviathan's head? What would have been some of the thoughts that he was having to this person that he just met, finally interacting with Arechi, and like
Panicking.
immediately fear, panic, anxiety. She's crying.
Probably, holy shit, this person that's usually calm and collected is now bawling their eyes out and just terrified. And it makes me terrified. Just, what is this bad news, you know?
Right.
Leviathan terrified, huh?
Oh.
I think it's more like a shared fear, like an empathetic fear.
Yeah.
No.
What about you,
Leviathan has
Kaylin?
empathy, huh?
Kaylin, you're right there next to her
Yeah.
during all of this. You just handed her Arechi,
Oh yeah.
and within a matter of 10 seconds,
Mhm.
she's full on
Panicking.
panic attack. I'm not even in frame. I leaned out of frame saying all that.
You guys have a small camera. You're
Mhm.
trapped in a small box. You have the most room there, man, Spreader.
Hey now.
You're
do.
a rock star.
Get your game on.
There you go.
There we go.
There it is. Yeah.
There it
But what'd you think?
I was more along the lines of what the fuck is going on, and like, is he gonna get us in trouble, or since
The fuck is that bastard doing?
right? Because of course we know there's somebody in
Someone
your
there,
hair,
yeah.
in your head,
In your hair.
in your hair.
He lives in my hair.
But
You shave her head and it's just bone white.
I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
But I was just like, what the fuck is going on inside of her head? That, like, what are they arguing about, or like what's going on? And I was just like, I want to help, but I don't know how to.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
fair.
Mhm.
Tomei,
Hi.
it's a new member to the party, interacting with Arechi. Somebody, Tomei at this point is like, we're buddies in his mind. What's running through your head?
Player standpoint, I was kind of the same boat as Leviathan, where it was like Sav is upset. It's not
Yeah.
even her
Yeah.
role playing. This isn't acting. This is Sav is upset. This is this is real.
Yeah.
So that was very much like, okay, we need to get through this RP so that we can like take a half a second
Yeah.
to like
To breathe.
breathe.
Yeah.
It's okay. We're here.
Yeah.
But character standpoint, Tomei, that's why I RP'd into Tomei being very like the first one, like, are you okay? What's going on? What happened? Because he was concerned.
Right.
Tomei got concerned.
Right.
He sees Zem as a trusted ally and a trusted friend at this point, because especially the deep conversations, we made a book club, like
Right.
it's a trusted ally, trusted friend that is panicking. And Tomei, being the lighted-hearted character that he is concerned.
Right.
Cat butt.
Yeah,
Can't
that's
reduce
fair.
cat butt.
That's fair. What is the concern solely for Zem, or
No.
was there any concern for Arechi as well?
seeing it in that moment, it was, oh man, thinking until my said it was very much Zim at first, like, oh god, what could be happening that's causing this to her?
Right.
And then it was, what is he doing?
Mhm.
Because he was only talking to Kaylin and Zim at the time that he was like, I need to talk to her. Hey, let's make a deal. Tomei doesn't know anything about Arechi making a deal or anything. He just knows that she has the bow, so Arechi's in there.
Yeah.
And immediately went, what did he do?
Right. What is happening right now?
Mm-hmm. It was almost like a defensive.
Yeah.
What did he do?
Yeah. That makes sense. A concern for a friend and a mistrust for a chaotic trickster being. I mean, it makes sense. Makes sense.
Like, what memory did he unlock?
What was going through Zim's mind?
I'm gonna put it in a
like,
bathroom real
I know
quick.
we've talked about it a little bit at table
Yeah.
and a lot above table.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you at home, she didn't sleep that night.
I didn't.
I did.
Just fine, no problem.
Damn.
No, I stayed awake as much as I could, and then
Yeah.
I ultimately fell asleep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But like first immediate thought when Arechi said, I want to make a deal, and Amate went, I'm listening.
That was very much like there was panic in Zem. Like there was panic because, like, you know, she struck a deal and now she's kind of like trapped in this thing for life. Probably gonna lose her soul. She knew that. So it was like, okay, cool. Be wise about this. It was like sort of a like anxiety on Rechi's behalf because, you know, like she doesn't want anyone else stuck in her position, I guess.
Right.
Is what the original fear was. But I've already mentioned this. Me and her literally thought, okay, they're going to make a deal. It's going to be them. I'm not included in this. And then Zem literally got roped into it and just was like a theater in a deal made on her behalf. Like it.
She was that I feel like is the epitome of like watching two divine beings barter over who gets this mortal soul.
Like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, he's just made somebody's bitch right there.
More or less, like there was I could see where there was a moment of like, wait, why am I involved?
Yeah. And that's what caused the panic to like spiral, because it was like, I kind of implied this at the table, but I'll kind of go more in depth on it. Like, with Zem's past coming from a pretty affluent family from the city she's from, and being cast out because she was born this tiefling that would disgrace the family, and having no control over that, it was like that was happening over again.
Yeah.
And so it was like a rehashing of her childhood trauma. And it was like, it was, again, I told you, it was so perfect. It was so great, fantastic storytelling, but like in a knife twisting way.
Sorry.
She says it was great,
Again,
but fuck you.
It was fantastic, but it hurt in the good way.
What y'all don't realize is this whole time I have had a knife at all of your backs,
Fuck.
slowly pushing
Digging it in.
inward, unnoticed. She got the first twist.
I did.
Yeah. It's just. Oh, my back feels a little. Oh.
I didn't think joining the campaign I would be the first to get that, so it took me by
Swear to
surprise.
God, if you make me cry, you're sleeping on the couch.
He said, bro, I've slept on the floor down here.
A good story. That's a burden I'm willing to pay.
Yeah. But yeah,
That's a burden I'm willing to bear.
that's what Zem was going through in the initial part of that whole scene, I guess.
To be fair, I've made you cry a little bit with Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not to bring him
Not
up
to bring
again.
it up, but yeah.
to be fair, I didn't know Jackson that well.
You still cried.
Still cried.
And and everyone was a little emotional during. Yeah, but anyways, drop it, leave it.
And I give him information to make me cry. Like you literally read that and was like, I almost cried.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We just need to fill in that blank.
Yeah. I don't know a name.
We can come up with one.
Name.
Lucifer.
No.
And for what?
Male, female.
Okay,
Male.
let's talk about it later.
Yeah, we can
Okay.
talk about it later. Anyways, because we are on a very tense subject right now.
Yeah.
So they agreed. A deal was struck.
Mhm.
You let the bow go when somebody took it back
Screamed,
from
yeah.
you.
Not before screaming, but yeah.
Right. Nephilis came over and calmed emotions
Yeah, thank
to
God.
try and help.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Which I feel like that was
our moment at the table for all of us to above table. Hey, are you okay, Sav?
I feel like I didn't describe the sensation well enough. It was less of like it all washing away at once
Mhm.
and more of like it was washed away because you were plunged into a cold bath, like shocked into
Well, that's kind
calm.
of how I played it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I figured that's how it works. So it was like all the like intense emotion went away, but in its place was just numb shock.
more or less.
So
Like you're still thinking about it.
right,
But you're not
yeah,
You're-
that's how I played it.
Yeah.
So woo, I played it right.
Yeah.
Was able to calmly tell us all what
Yeah.
happened.
Which
Yeah.
somehow I calmed myself as the player down, which kudos, but because even I was getting worked up about that.
Yeah, sorry.
He's gonna continue to say sorry.
You're
Yeah.
fine. It's fine. It's
until
fine.
You don't have
after
to be
the
sorry
Sunday
anymore.
and
Yeah.
I see how Zem's doing.
Right.
But
Won't know until we're there.
right.
Mhm.
So after that, of course, Grace and Connor had to go.
Right.
I think Connor went just before that.
Oh, just before all that
Yeah.
went down, he had
Mhm.
to.
Yeah. Which hopefully he goes back and watches and
Yeah.
gets that last little bit.
Hey, I'm
Yeah.
gonna have it up. I'm doing it after we're done here, getting
There we
all
go.
of that up to
Woo.
Spotify so that we can all get caught up before Sunday.
There we go.
Ooh.
But Connor was gone by that point. Aurora was leaving at that point. Or Grace was leaving at that point.
Yeah.
Which I think that's what kind of like shocked her awake to realize that she needs to drive home.
Mhm.
Was like the very intense energy at the table.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Belwyn was quiet during all of it,
He
Mhm.
was.
which was a surprise. As a person who knows Caden,
Yeah.
was surprised that he didn't like what
Bounce the
the
RP
fuck
off or
is
anything.
happening, right?
Mhm.
But no, it was hard. It's hard to remember what happened after that,
Right.
other than like calming down finally, everyone else figuring it out,
Explaining it. Yeah.
I know.
trying to come up with a semblance of a plan for it to
Right.
like help calm you down.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was a lot of like we all kind of were chiming in at different points about okay, well there's this possibility, maybe there's a way. Like I was talking a lot about Gift of Gab, where I was
Mhm.
like, if only I could have had that ready right as you were sitting there talking, I could have just made all of us forget what you just said.
Right.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, that's within the last 6 seconds. Even Leviathan was bouncing off of it at that point. Like, why can't you do that? Like, what the
Right.
fuck? And it was then Nicholas had walked away while we were talking about all this.
And I actually wanted to ask a question about that for Zem.
Okay.
You had your emotions immediately calmed, that numbing feeling. You were
Right.
able to explain it clear as day across the board to everybody.
Mhm. Albeit a little shaky.
And then immediately, all of these strangers who have been through the shit with you in the last week here in the Feywild, especially this, all immediately were jumping to help. What was running through her mind then?
It was, I want to say it was a mix of emotions. Because, of course, she just went through the shock by herself.
Right.
And then she brings it to everyone else, and they're all like, oh, how about we do this? How about we do this? How about we do this? And on one side, it's like, I'm glad you guys want to help. That, like, makes me trust you more. But at the same time, I just went through a traumatic experience. Please no. So it was like, like appreciated.
Right.
But holy fuck, I got a lot on my mind right now.
Right. Like, give me some breathing space. Please.
Exactly.
And that,
So-
that
I think
makes
it was like
sense.
4 or 5 times from different people.
Mhm.
Why don't we go to sleep? We'll reconvene in the morning. If we need to talk more about this, we can. But let's go to sleep and get the fuck out of here tomorrow morning.
Right.
And that, like I said, that phrase alone was said like 5 or 6 times by different people.
Yeah. And eventually y'all did. Nephilis returned with a scroll for you, Tomei,
Mm-hmm.
of Modify Memory.
Which I haven't forgotten. I'm taking the point of exhaustion to
Yep.
copy. I'll still get like an hour of sleep. But
Yeah, but you won't get a long rest.
Nope.
So you now have access to that spell, which you and I have talked a little bit.
Mhm.
You need to cast it within a few hours of waking up if you want the best chance of like
It working.
zapping the memory within the last 24 hours, because it's only the last 24 hours.
Yep.
Now, I believe if you cast it at a higher spell slot,
I'm
it
looking right now. Give me 1 second.
increases the range of time that you can modify the memory from. It's complicated in that
Yeah.
way.
What level spell is that?
5th level, I believe. 5th or 6th.
Yes, fifth level.
And I was sitting there thinking about it as y'all were talking about, ways to go about,
Things.
modifying memory.
Right.
And I was like, would Nephilis have access to that spell scroll?
Right.
Well, let me go see what its restrictions are. Because each spell says, it can only be these classes or whatever. And the one on there that allowed her to be able to give y'all that fucking spell scroll
Mhm.
was your cleric subclass. Of course, wizard and sorcerer were on there, but
Right.
your cleric subclass was the thing that solidified, yes, she would have this. She would have a scroll like this laying around. Because you, once you get access to 5th level cleric spells, will be able to cast Modify Memory.
Ooh.
Because you are a trickery cleric.
While this charm lasts, you can affect the target's memory of an event that it experienced within the last 24 hours and that lasted no more than 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You can permanently eliminate all memory of the event, allow the target to recall the event with perfect clarity and exacting detail, change its memory of the details of the event, or create a memory of some other event.
Mm-hmm. The big one in there, wipe the memory of it entirely.
Yep.
And then it can only be reversed with remove curse or greater restoration.
How a creature behaves and a logical modify memory. Oh, a remove curse or greater restoration spell cast on the target restores the creature's true memory.
Yep.
At higher levels, if you cast the spell using a slot of 6th level or higher, you can alter the target's memories of an event that took place up to 7 days ago at 6th level, 30 for 7th, and year for 8th.
And the 9th level's like
Anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime in the creature's
Anytime.
life.
Yeah. So y'all have that at y'all's disposal now as a way to go about,
Things.
helping Zem out. You also have a way to go about possibly helping Leviathan out, because who knows when that time bomb's gonna go off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's within the last 24 hours. If I'm gonna erase the memory of him drinking it, it has to be within, like, we wake up, a little bit of conversation.
Like I said,
Mhm.
within the few hours after waking up is when you're gonna have to cast it.
I have 2 spell slots for this. I can do it twice.
You also have the option, if you so choose, to do it while they're asleep.
Do what?
Ooh.
after casting this or like copying it down into your spell book.
Yeah.
Modify
I do have that
memory.
option. Trust though.
Don't touch my memory.
Make you forget that you drank the water.
No. That's plot armor. Not plot armor.
No.
That's plot.
That's plot.
Yeah, but this is also plot.
No. You're gonna lose all of his trust. How is he gonna know? I don't know. Maybe they'll tell me.
No,
Yeah.
they're asleep too.
But I told them what happened.
Yeah, and then if
And suddenly
suddenly
not
it's
remembering
gone, people could put pieces together and things could happen. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. But that could also be, then somebody's like, okay, hold on. I might have access to remove curse, but I have to prepare it tomorrow.
There's no reason for you to touch Leviathan's memory, though.
Bro,
Yeah,
I'm
we're
gonna tell you
just
right now,
talking
we're
about things
just
that could
throwing
happen.
ideas and
Breathe.
just
I'm
throwing
talking
you're
it out.
Yeah.
There's no reason to, though.
it's
You're-
just the
Well,
way you're
you are
saying
getting a
it,
little
it felt like you were coming
May
at
I
me there.
play a little devil's advocate?
Yeah.
You did say that you are a ticking time bomb because of that, and you could throw hands.
Maybe the
You
best way
did
to
not
prevent that from
specify who.
happening. Maybe the best way to prevent that from happening is wipe the memory of it happening.
Or, you go through the emotions with him, because he's never grieved.
Okay. But if me as a D&D player, if I have the choice between go through the grieving process with a possibly aggressive player character versus just wipe the memory and be able to continue with our mission, as a D&D player, I'm going to choose the latter option. Because it's
A little easier.
a little easier and prevents PvP.
And also something that can be brought up later when y'all aren't, in a place that wants to kill you.
Exactly.
Because there was never any talk about us just wipe a memory and never talk about it again. Because
There's
we
also
could easily do exactly what Zach said. Erase the memory now, get out of the Feywild, get to Tazarum even, where we can pay off your bounty, give you some clarity as to who you are, and then go, hey, I need to talk to you about something that happened when we were in the Feywild.
You're still going to lose all of his trust.
and maybe the best option for Leviathan to grieve is to go and get closure on the things that happened in Tazarum to a degree. Whatever that means for Leviathan.
Yeah.
Whether that means,
He wasn't gonna fight any
wiping
of you.
Tazarum off the face of
But-
Andrea or
My point is, you did not specify that.
No, he's not going to fight any of you.
But that's
Okay.
the thing is we don't want you
You
to
gotta
fight
specify.
anybody or kill anybody. We're all trying to stop people from killing each other. You wanting to just I'm a ticking time bomb that's going to go around and start killing people because of this.
Well, I didn't say I was going
Yeah.
to start killing people. I just said I was a ticking time bomb.
No, you said you were gonna start throwing hands or some phrase
you
like
did
that.
say something.
Yeah, it
like
was in Tazarum, yeah.
But
Bomb them.
Okay, again, you did not specify.
You did not.
and also
You
I
did
want to throw out as another point of reference when we talked about modifying his memory, it was going to be a conversation
Yeah.
Tomei had with Leviathan. Hey, I
I can
think
help.
this is the best way to do this. We can come back to it at another time. Converse, not break the trust and just do it. Zach just threw it out. You could do it in their sleep. I said, yeah, I could. I said it before you even chimed in. Trust though.
Mm-hmm.
I said it before anybody chimed in on anything.
Yeah.
Right here, right now. So it was going to be a conversation in the morning. Hey, Leviathan, I think this can help you right now so that we can figure this out together.
Yeah. Just a big misunderstanding. Anyways, so modify memory is the thing that we're at this point alluding to what could happen next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that was the last thing, and then we all went to bed,
Yeah.
and I copied as well.
What are some things that we could see the three of y'all possibly getting into and or doing in the next session?
I mean, probably them figuring out how to move forward, knowing that her soul is forfeit in 100 years.
If things
Right.
aren't done.
So. That,
Don't worry,
honestly,
we'll get them done.
I
We're going
feel
right now.
reassured.
Yeah. What about you, Kaylin? Now that all of this stuff has happened with Arechi,
Mhm.
what's your plans going forward?
Just getting out of the Feywild and trying to figure out where to go from there.
Where is it that does Kaylin have any specific direction she wants to move, or she just gonna go with the flow of the group at this point?
Did we ever talk about the? No. I remember now. I would probably say let's figure out the thing with Jameson, and then go in and fix up Reggie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
What
that
about-
was said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Leviathan?
Probably just leveling up and emotional stuff,
Yeah.
growth, character, all that kind of stuff.
Hell yeah.
Yee.
Yee.
I think it's time for some DM notes then.
Yeah. DM notes.
Y'all rolled 2 of the exact same thing on the table.
I noticed that.
When you rolled a 51 and a 50.
Okay, figured.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't want to grab my notes right now. I think y'all rolled Dusk Hag Encounter twice.
Oh, that's not good. Avoid 50.
Uh,
Well, because I rolled a 76 at some point.
yes, and that that I skipped over because y'all had gotten away from the area where it would have happened. Because I said this is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna see how I'm gonna see if I can make this work. Y'all just narrowly avoided a centaur hunting party.
Oh,
Oh my god.
love that.
They wouldn't have been after y'all.
Oh.
No.
They would have been after something that they created and sent out to hunt,
Yeah.
because that's how they entertain themselves.
Yeah.
We love it.
You could have
Um,
helped him. Friends.
Yeah.
The thing that I came up with, I'm gonna tell y'all because it's fun. They essentially took a log,
Mhm.
like a large tree that they had felled and cut into a single log,
Mhm.
the length of a crocodile,
Oh.
and well, mixed one with the other. Like,
Basically, animate object.
no, they took a crocodile and took a log and
And-
mashed them together and made a barkadile.
Love it. That is so funny and clever. I love it.
I would have looked at them and been like, darlings, darlings, I will pay anything to keep this thing as a pet.
They
Not
actually,
anything.
they created a few and released them, and it was gonna be y'all encounter the barkadiles first, and y'all start having to defend yourselves
No,
from
I
the
would've
things
wanted
or
one.
run.
I would have wanted.
Well, we kill
And-
most of them, and then we keep one.
Yeah.
Well, and then like a little bit into the combat, some arrows start flying from past y'all
We're
into
like,
this
"Hey, hey,
creature.
hey."
And then suddenly y'all are surrounded by like 6 or 7 centaurs
Mhm.
that are taller than even you, Leviathan. Half horse, half man, man.
Yeah.
It's 4 foot of man
They're tall,
and 6
yeah.
foot of horse.
That's a lot of noise.
Right.
But no, they would have strolled up on y'all, and that would have been real fun. Because I could see Zem getting real horny with some horsemen. I could see Leviathan probably feeling a little emasculated by them.
Yeah.
I could see Tomei being extremely paranoid that they're gonna try and kill them.
Literally.
And I could see Kaylin maybe being a little horny too. I don't know.
I could totally see Robert and Bellin. Hey guys!
Right.
What the fuck's that?
Right, they're just gonna be like, "Oh, friends," and,
Mhm.
Puppies.
Puppies.
then
Can we
Aurora,
run like the wind bullseye?
Aurora being the one motherfucker that's like sickle out, ready to slice one of their throats, or ready
gonna
to fuck one of them.
I just
she's gonna cut him in
imagine.
half.
I just imagine if it was the first one, I would have taken Zem's sickle and gone, calm down.
These two
Just
parts
sickle
don't
on
belong
sickle.
together.
Yeah, Aurora's just like
Calm down.
Aurora. Just this is against nature.
Am
And
I?
I am nature.
No. Fae are very, 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 very tied to nature. Y'all are more natural than
A tree just growing in a normal town.
technically. On par. On par.
That's why I said in a town.
Yeah.
A tree growing in the middle of a town.
You are more natural than bananas.
Oh.
Bleh.
Which, fun fact,
We do share DNA.
the bananas that we know nowadays are clones of the original bananas. If there were ever some sort of plague that wiped out all the bananas, we would never have bananas again. At least never the kind of bananas we have now. It's wild. Also, there's an old banana. The banana we have now is not the same banana we had like 10, 20 years ago, something like that.
I saw a TikTok here the other day.
Runts,
Mhm.
the banana runts, that's old banana flavor.
I saw a TikTok the other day. Somebody had like an overripe banana.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was black peel. Went and
What?
googered it up. It was like, yeah, that was my same reaction. They just and then peeled it apart to show that it was a banana.
What the?
I was very
Okay.
confused and uncomfortable.
You are on the disturbing side of TikTok.
Yeah. And bro, I hadn't opened up TikTok for a week. That was the first video I came across as soon as I opened the app. Said, nope, not today.
Damn.
The Village. Because we're in DM notes, we can talk about this.
Yeah.
The Village was actually full of relatives of Arachis.
Oh, okay. You scared me for a
No.
second.
It's the closest
Mom,
village
Dad?
to Arachi's home. It's a village full of satyrs. Had y'all gotten closer, y'all would have begun to hear music and laughter and cheers.
Should have went.
Nah.
That would have been
Still go
what?
to the village.
To the village?
What?
I heard my name.
No,
No.
nobody said your name.
Oh.
No. At this point, it was made very like concise that we just want to teleport back to the portal and get the fuck out from the temple. So
No,
I don't think we're going
Keep
back
in
to the
mind,
village.
it's not entirely off the table. It's not entirely off the table for y'all to go to that village. Just right now, I feel like the party's plans are a little more.
I feel like the party's plans are all scattered all over the place.
Yep.
Because I can barely get a word out before someone's like, no! And I'm like, okay.
That's fair.
We need a better way of
Coming up with plans.
coming up with plans and not just doing, no, we're just doing this. I'm like,
Y'all need to make a checklist.
we do
The
need
things
to
that y'all need to do, that you all agree that you need to do. And then when y'all get to a point like this, like what's our next step? Here's our checklist.
Yeah,
We
well,
have
that's
this
why.
to go do, we have this to go do, we have this to go do.
Leviathan
Well,
wants to
that's
go to the village.
Well, and that's why I kind of did the RP of like, hey, once we get out of here, let's go to Disarm, figure out your shit real quick, just so that you can have more mental clarity.
Oh yeah.
So like, Tomei just wants to get out, find information, and then go, okay, Leviathan, do you know the fastest way from Near Pop? Because that's the closest that we can get right now. And like, I want to, as Tomei, go figure that out.
Mhm.
Like, honestly, there's no way we're fighting a fucking dragon right now. If the party wants to go fight a fucking dragon, good luck, I guess.
That was another encounter that I was excited for. I'm saving it though. I might throw it at y'all next session.
It's a fucking dragon. Excuse me? It's a paywall dragon.
Yeah.
I don't have that book, unfortunately. It's called a Jabberwock.
Oh, what?
A Fey dragon? It's called a Jabberwock.
It sounds
You
like
know the
it doesn't-
Jabberwocky from
Alice in Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland?
No, I don't remember. Sorry.
I know
The
the ones from Star Wars.
Uncultured swine.
you know the live action one, right?
Barely, dude. I've
Okay.
seen these movies like once and said, "Ah, cool,"
Yeah.
and then forgot it.
Yeah, there's a big old dragon she has to fight with the Vorpal sword. And, like, she
Oh,
cuts-
that
she
thing.
cuts its head
Okay.
off. Yeah, that's a Fey. That's a Fey dragon.
Ah,
Yeah.
got it. Those things are scary.
You'll actually see one soon in another actual play.
Oh, lovely. Fantastic.
You'll both see it eventually when you get there.
Fantastic.
Well, I don't watch it. I only listen.
You'll hear about it.
Yeah.
But no. In all honesty, I feel like I don't have a whole lot of notes.
This one was very led by the players.
This was very much y'all's story. Like,
Which we don't get very many of those.
well, no, there is the note of Nephilis.
Oh yeah, you do gotta
Yeah.
give that person credit.
Yeah, so a friend of mine back in Texas, fiance of my oldest friend, she is a witch who works with the Fae. And whenever I was prepping my stuff for the Feywild, I reached out to her. I was like, hey, I know you're like into D&D, but you don't actually know a whole lot about it. But my party's going to be going into the Feywild. I need a little help, a little bit of guidance from somebody who understands the Fey from a real perspective.
Right.
But I also was thinking maybe I could whip up an NPC that is your NPC. And she was like, fuck yeah, I bet. Come up with something and send it to me and ask me any questions you need and I'll help you out. I actually reached out to her whenever I was questioning, Infernals and Fae and their interactions. Because I wanted to get her opinion on what she thought her character's opinion would be of an Infernal.
Right.
And she asked for a little bit of like the lore history of it, and so I broke it down a little bit for her, and she was like, well, I mean, I think it's kind of just the understanding of like, don't fuck with me and I won't fuck with you type thing.
Which is kind of Zem's energy. So.
Yeah. So whenever Nephilis encountered you, it was very much that like she was hesitant at first because she didn't know.
And then when I backed off, it was like, okay, there's mutual respect here.
Right.
Okay.
She hasn't been fully brought out to light yet.
Right.
Like, her personality and everything. She was very much like just in awe
Back burner,
of seeing a Retchie again. Like, she hasn't seen this spirit of him
Right.
in 1,000 years
Right.
or so. Like, it's been some time, and who knows how much time has passed in the Feywild in this area since then. But y'all she'll hopefully get to shine a little bit more come Sunday.
I definitely hope so, because I do like that it was an actual friend's NPC.
Right.
Yeah. And I was talking with her like leading up to the session where y'all finally entered the Feywild, of the possibility of creating a couple other NPCs that are around that are my best friend and their kid.
Aww.
And have this like little Fey family that's in Arechi's home, like protecting it and whatnot. And I thought about it, I'm like, it's a lot to put in front of y'all, and like,
Right.
if something were to happen in, the Wellspring, that puts a kid on the line to a degree. And also like, my best friend and his wife and their kid are represented. And
if
like,
we let them die.
Yeah, if shit goes south, I don't want that level of like,
We fucked up.
Yeah.
We fucked up.
I don't want that level of like, ooh.
That was a good choice.
But she chose the name. I gave her a few options. She chose the name Nephilis. Y'all will get to see what she's a little more capable of come session. But she's a wild magic sorcerer. She is
Love wild magic shit.
She is definitely more powerful than all of you.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt it.
She could wipe the fucking floor with all of you.
I
Don't doubt it.
If not wipe the floor with all of you, make half of you wipe the floor with the rest of yourselves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
She is very much a trickster.
Yeah.
In that manner.
You're gonna do it for me.
Right. No, I made sure in her prepared spells list whenever I was fleshing her out. Control person, dominate monster, dominate person, she's got those on lock. Because she's got to protect the place.
Yeah.
And the best way to protect it is to just force creatures to leave. Or,
Force them
show
to do
off.
horrible things
Show off an impressive display of power.
until they're like, okay, shit, dang,
Oh,
Right.
shit, all right, fuck it.
Right.
what a bitch.
Don't go fucking that way. There's a bitch that lives there.
Yeah.
To give y'all a good idea of how strong she is, she's on par with an archfey.
Oh shit. Okay.
Love that.
She is the keeper of the wellspring.
Yeah, that's.
She has a title.
I'm glad she helped Tomei and they have time to converse.
Mhm.
Because Tomei
Y'all-
and Nicholas have time to converse.
Despite all of the things that happened in the session, y'all made friends with a powerful fae. To a degree. You got a ticket with a Rechi.
Allies.
Yeah. You got a ticket with a Rechi. And clearly, there's a level of trust from a Rechi that he's talking to all of y'all on y'all's heads.
Mm-hmm.
Even more so now.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's trust, but
Right.
there's a level of like understanding.
Mhm.
I feel like that's a very common phrase with Zen.
Yeah.
A level of understanding.
Yeah. No trust involved, just levels of understanding. There's just
The
different. She has a whole tier rank.
if
S
you
tier
were
to D tier.
if you were to actually break down how we do levels by experience points rather than milestones,
Mhm.
she would probably be the highest level right now.
Are we-
Well, second highest level.
Are we above the time limit?
Oh yeah, we knew this one was
Yeah,
gonna
this
go
one's gonna
longer.
run a little longer.
Okay.
Yeah, we knew this one was gonna go
My
longer.
phone's gonna die.
Yeah, we're getting close to the end here though.
My
Mhm.
phone's gonna die.
But yeah, no, if we were running solely based off of experience points, he would have the most. He would have the highest level because that was literally all his life was combat.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Then it would be Zem. Then it would be Belwyn.
Then probably Kaylin and Aurora.
Robert would be probably the same level as those two.
Hmm.
And then technically Tomei would have the littlest experience.
Yeah. No, he
Um,
100% would.
Yeah, but I mean, that's why I like milestone based
Yeah,
versus
Because then
experience based.
everyone's par.
Yeah, everyone's on par with each other. Nobody's like, haha, I got 6 level spells and you've got 3rd.
And it makes sense because Tomei technically trained educationally, whereas me and Leviathan trained like
combative.
combatively. But it makes sense that we're both on par because we did train for about the same amount of time.
Mhm.
So
Just like-
Leviathan maybe a little more so, but
Right, just like with Kaylin and Aurora, those two, they lived in the woods. Their entire upbringing was experience.
yeah.
Every time that Aurora went out to go find, herbs and mushrooms in the forest, more experience.
Experience.
Every time
Mm.
Kaylin went to go hunt, more experience. Every time that Robert, tinkered at home, that's experience. Like,
Mhm.
that's why I like the milestone. And it makes it more concise. Like, y'all aren't leveling up per individual milestones.
Yeah.
Like, Zem's not going to level up alone because of this experience.
Mhm.
Everyone's leveling up because of this experience.
Right.
Tomei's not going to level up the day only he levels up the day he meets the Arcana Pansophical. That's probably going to be an entire party level up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, it's things like that I like. I like everybody being equal on that ground.
On par, yeah.
Well, get through this last little bit before we ask chat their questions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say for chat, just because I've been paying attention to everything. Why don't you guys go ahead and start typing out your questions, get them in the chat so that we can circle back. Go ahead and start typing out all you guys' questions as
Yeah.
we go through the last little bit.
Yeah. Get your questions in there. Those of you who are lurking,
Yay!
we're trying to get your attention.
Hey, guys!
Lurker!
Lurkers! Come
Mayday!
back!
Mayday!
Unmute!
Lurker!
No, you guys go ahead and throw your questions in chat. We'll get to them when we get circled back to it. From here, we're gonna run through a little bit more small talk.
Mhm.
Overall, what'd you guys think of the session?
Beautiful. Fantastic. Again, great storytelling with in a knife twisting way, like beautiful in a painful way.
It's like a sadomasochist
Like
answer.
yeah, well,
Yeah, literally.
it's like if like a hot MILF stepped on my chest and gave me a heart attack, I'd say thank you.
Okay. Okay. I
I'd say
see.
it's on par with that.
I love your reaction.
You know what?
Alex, your
I-
reaction.
That makes sense to me.
No, it makes sense, but it just
Uh,
the whole scenario there that was out of pocket, and his reaction is just priceless.
yeah. I'm just seeing it in the corner of my eye right now. It's
Yeah.
great.
Oh god.
What did you think of the session as a whole, Leviathan?
I thought it was amazing. A little boring at first, but it picked up.
Yeah, it
You thought it was
definitely.
boring? RP was mainly based around you.
At first.
Everybody was also
ADHD,
itching.
my guy.
Everybody,
Stimulation.
everybody also stated at the very beginning that they were itching for combat.
Not me.
Well,
Not
yeah,
me.
I literally prepared so much dice.
yeah. The majority of people at the table were stating that they were itching for
And then
combat.
someone had to pee.
Even though I now have 2 combat heavy characters, me no likey combat.
That's fair. What'd you think, Gavin? Tomei?
I loved it. I like that it was mainly player driven, just because it was fun for once that, you know, we like fully drove it versus we're driving it with you like guiding, steering. But yeah, we took the driver's seat this time.
Yeah,
it was definitely fun.
I took hands off the wheel. I was able to. I haven't had a moment like this in a while where I was able to just be like,
Okay.
I can go pee.
Yeah. Right. Like you guys are doing good enough. I'm a
Yeah,
go.
you guys are entertaining yourselves at this point. I've narrated
Yeah.
enough.
And
It's gonna be a minute.
everyone got involved too. Like we threw Belwyn in there. Like it's so hard to get Caden involved with RP just because he's online. It's so hard sometimes, but it was fantastic. We were able to get him involved.
I give kudos to you, Savannah, Grace, Connor. Actually, everybody at one point. All of you at one point stopped and went, "What was that, Caden?
Yeah.
What was that, Belwyn?"
I tried to do it a lot
Because
more.
yeah, because everyone was starting to like everybody's on the same page that like when y'all are all talking, y'all don't hear him at all.
And we can't turn it up or else then we get like doubled audio
Right.
from him.
Mhm.
And that's why every time I hear something, I'm always pointing
Yeah.
to like gesture to anybody who's not paying attention. He said something.
Y'all are familiar with this at this point,
Mhm.
where I'm just pointing straight across at the screen,
Yeah.
and y'all
we're all like,
all of y'all's eyes shift, and I go, "What was that, Belwyn?"
and our mouths go.
Yeah, I was like, "What was that, Belwyn?" And I can feel his like anxiety through the screen at that
Yeah.
point.
We're
He's
like-
like,
We're like a group of 5th graders, and you're the teacher. You just point,
hmm
and we all go ah.
Casual nonverbal direction.
Yeah.
I'm very good at it.
But yeah, no, overall session was just fantastic. Everyone got involved. Everyone was there for
Yeah.
RP.
Since last time he said that he felt not involved, I've tried really hard this session
Yeah.
for it.
Same. I was right there with you.
Mm.
I was right there with you.
Every time he opened his mouth, I was like, "What?"
Especially since this was the one session that we've had in a minute that he could be here in person, but we just couldn't have him in person because we don't
Right.
have the space.
Space.
Yeah, we just need more space.
Fund us, please.
Please.
Por favor.
Because we have the space in the room. It's just we cannot
Like,
utilize it.
Yeah.
We just can't utilize it.
Yeah.
Table's not big enough.
Somebody want to purchase us a new table?
Right.
Or at least get us the tools. We can build one.
Yeah.
If you want to purchase a new table, hit me up in the DMs. I'll give you the specs of what we need. Yeah, no. I feel like overall it was a really fucking good session.
Mm-hmm.
There was, like you said, it was a little slow at the beginning, but it definitely ramped up. Like this was the first time the energy of the session was reversed.
Yeah.
It
Where
was
it was
slow
slow in the
and
beginning,
boring.
and then it was highest at the very end.
Yeah, like the intensity got up there, and I kind of tried to do that on purpose. If I'm gonna be honest, because Connor had said, you know, if the energy started dying off, he was just gonna go ahead and head out because he needed to drive home and like get home.
Sleep.
I was like, that's understandable. In
So
that
you're
case,
like-
I'm going to try my best to amplify the energy towards the end,
Right.
so that everybody gets that little bit of boost to close out the session with energy.
That you did.
And that I fucking did
Like, holy shit.
just after he left.
Yeah.
But it's okay. He'll get updated when
And he'll be
he's-
like, holy fuck.
yeah, he's probably gonna be like, whoa, well, y'all
That
made
went 0 to 100 real quick.
yeah, like y'all did all this without me.
Yeah.
And it's like it's just how it happened, buddy. It's how the dice rolled. I'm
Where
sorry.
did Danny go?
She's
She
probably
said
upstairs.
bathroom.
Yeah, she said
But
that.
probably talking with Haley, got caught.
Yeah.
She's on her way back. I can hear her. Nope, she's walking around the kitchen.
Yep. Maybe she forgot.
Maybe.
Oh, they go.
Anyways,
Yeah, because we kind of need her for this last little bit.
yeah, we need her thoughts of the session as a whole.
Yeah, we do need hers.
And then we get to get into the fun points and bad points.
No, I'm still in the bathroom. She says.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
Alex, come back.
I think he's too far.
Yeah, he's too far gone.
Probably.
He's going with
She'll
it,
find
but
Well,
Yeah, she'll. I mean, in all honesty, I feel like she's expressed how she's thought of the session
Yeah.
as a whole. It was. I just want to know, from her perspective, whether or not she felt like she was on the back burner for her own story,
right.
because it
I mean,
felt
that's
that way to me at least.
that's been my biggest concern because like at the end it was kind of hijacked by me, and I feel like I felt kind of horrible. about
she's still in the
She's in
bathroom.
still
She
there.
literally
She's
said
in
in
the
chat.
You just put it in chat right as you left.
Yeah, that's right.
But
Uh,
but yeah, that's my biggest concern.
Yeah.
yeah,
It
but
I found that.
we'll know when she returns.
yeah.
Why don't we hit on some fun points that we haven't hit on,
Yeah.
and y'all hit on some bad points that y'all haven't hit on. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Do you go to the bathroom? Everyone, chaos. We
Dude.
riot.
No.
We have a party.
I'll let you guys talk about some fun points that we haven't talked about first.
Is dice rolled up in yarn? Let's see what we roll. Yarn.
2.
We rolled yarn.
Anyways, what are some high points that you guys?
Yeah, I was gonna let you two talk first because
I think I've expressed myself quite like
yeah.
I honestly thought most of the session this week was a high point, honestly. In a gut-wrenching way. So, I think I've expressed that like 10 times now.
Yeah,
So-
we did say before we even like got down here that this was gonna be a lot of like you really recapping with Zach more than it was the rest of us
Mhm.
recapping, just because it was a lot that happened with you and your
Right.
character. But yeah, no, I mean, what about bad points for
My
you?
phone died. I'm upset.
Bad points for me. I'd probably say crying during stream. That was like it was good, but it was a bad point. Like I expressed it to Alex after session when it was just us. I was like, I don't like crying in front of people. Like I bet the rest of you guys, besides Alex, can count on one hand how many times I've cried in front of you guys. So, and we live together. So it's like, it was really, it wasn't necessarily embarrassing, but it was like out of character for me to not only cry in front of you guys, but like on stream. Like it is recorded. It's there for the whole world to see.
Yep. And it's
Well,
gonna be on the internet forever because we
Right.
have YouTube now.
Right. So it's like, I think that was the lowest point. Not because it was necessarily bad, but just because it was so out of character for me as a person.
Yeah.
So,
Out of curiosity, because I know we've talked about it because we live together.
yeah.
Were you ever a theater kid?
I was. I very much was.
Did it at all like help you feel like you portrayed the character's feelings a little bit better in that manner?
Yeah, so even when I was in high school and I played characters, I would get really in the zone whenever I'm on the stage, at the place, whatever, and this table is like that stage for me in D&D. So it's like once I get here, my mind is Zem. I am Zem. So it's like all that emotion was honestly Zem's panic. Like it was Zem who is usually very calm, very collected, very like, oh, if there's a problem, I'm gonna try to make a lighthearted joke about it to break the tension, like, but otherwise very like cool, absolutely lose her shit. Cause she's watching someone like follow her fate and her dad's fate, and like she's watching it replay. And so it's like, oh my god, I can't stop this. And yeah. So yeah, I was a theater kid, so that did help in that moment.
Yeah.
But that was not acting. like we mentioned, I did not sleep that night because that all was like pure adrenaline, pure panic, pure.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't know. I wanna give a little bit of my own personal insight. Had I been in your shoes, which I'm expecting in your campaign to at some point be in those shoes of like either it's a panic attack or I'm just really emotionally elevated.
Hey man, we've only had one session.
Right.
You all are expecting a lot out of me. I've only ever DM'd once.
I'm patient.
I have DM'd once, and over the last week, you all have been like, I want this for my character through that. I want to do this. We should talk about this. And I'm just like, I've got to make it through.
Hi. Says me a year ago.
Yeah. Like, bruh.
Now you see the opposite side of all of our conversations.
Yeah. It's like, bruh.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
I've got to figure out what you're doing on Saturday.
Right. No, it's a lot of we as players have to be patient. And that's what I wanted to talk about this a little bit because Saturday is the next session and we're alluding to stuff. And did you do your fun points, bad points?
No, me and him never touched because we started with
I can hold my tongue for a second.
Go back to the bathroom, man.
Just leave.
Fun point, I'm looking forward to character development with Leviathan. That's why I'm so adamant with no memory change, because I have plans. Leviathan's gonna grow. His intelligence score is actually gonna show. So I'm just like, I really want to change my flaw to something else that's kind of more fucked up, but it actually makes more sense.
Yeah, that's the sad thing about whenever you make a character, changing your flaws and everything like that. It's like it takes really, really big things.
But I would categorize this as a big thing.
But no, this is big. This is big enough.
Yeah.
This is big enough.
Yes.
That's
But
why it's a ticking time bomb. Because it doesn't match.
I'm here for it.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's not
so alignment shift.
Oh.
Maybe.
Sorry.
You keep.
Sorry.
We just had the conversation about running
Go
over
back
people.
to the bathroom.
No, that's why I'm super excited to continue the narrative thread with you. Tomei really wants to go. Like, he wasn't trying to shoot smoke up your ass or anything. He wants to take you to Tazarum and figure this out. He has money, and playing into him talking about, I know what it's like to be poor, and I know what it's like to be at the bottom of the totem pole. He wants to, if I can make your life better by just paying a few gold, I will. So I cannot wait to continue that narrative thread with you. Like, I'm so excited.
Is 500 enough?
What's okay?
You just made him laugh.
Anyways, Leviathan, what's a downside? What's a bad part?
Hearing about that memory change.
Okay.
It's a conversation. I already said.
I know, but that's my thing. It's just I'm really wanting Leviathan to grow as a person, and Jem being dead is like, holy fucking shit, shit's moving. Character development is everything to me.
So how about this? Instead of forgetting the memory, I can modify it in a way where you felt more respectful towards, like, he died in a respectable way versus it being traumatic.
No, he feels it. No, he feels it. How he died is really fucked up because the prisoners were like, "Oh, you're having fun with this person? Fuck you. They're gonna fight now."
But it's just a conversation and RP and everything like that. And if it winds up being, then it's going to be okay. I won't do anything to the memory, but we can't have you going off the rails. We can't have you going off the rails. You need to we need to be able to trust you that you're going to keep your cool for until we can figure this out in Tazaro.
Is that how much it is?
I just did the math.
You bitch! I don't have that much. He does.
Hey, that's all I needed to know that I have enough.
Maybe. Wait a minute. How much?
One.
Anyways,
How much do you have? Do you have triple digits?
anyways,
could.
hey Tomei, what was a good point?
Honestly, I have to go off of you. Is the whole session like it? We all felt emotionally inclined at another point. Like even like we didn't really touch on it because I was just focused on getting to you. But like the memory that I had, like we just touched on
that was
Leviathan's
emotional.
memory.
Yeah.
That was. And I don't mind spoiling this for the viewers and listeners. That's an actual like personal memory from me as a person.
Oh, wow.
Just a little modification of mom being involved. But yeah, no, that's a personal memory. So definitely him calling that. I put a lot of myself into Tomei, and that being a repressed memory, it hit me. That's
personally as a player.
Yeah. So like we were all emotionally inclined, which I loved. Like we all got enveloped and involved. As far as bad points, it's so hard. It's so hard to find something that I could consider a bad point because it was just so fun. Like everyone played their character very, very well to what the character is. Even Leviathan with the being cocky about the spear, that's Leviathan's character. Like I can't make that a bad point. I really can't. It was so well played. So I mean, I don't know. I guess Nicholas not being able to get really shown for who she was. I guess that has to be my bad point. Nicholas not really being much of a story element until the end where she was like, "Oh, I can help you get out at the time that you need to," and we all went, "Huh? Excuse me?" And then that's when Tomei immediately was like, "Okay, this is what we need, friend."
Quote unquote.
But yeah.
Yeah. I would have loved to show more of her. But it was y'all's story in that moment. She was a background character.
Right.
Also, Danny said something.
Yeah. She did. She said, hold on.
Oh, she's back.
She's back
herself.
She said, "Oh, I was fine with it because I don't want to be the center of attention all the time. It's not just my story, it's everyone's story."
Yeah. But whenever it is focused around you for one part of a session, you do need to kind of take that spotlight.
Let's fall out of the chair.
But like you're picking up what I'm putting down, right?
Yes.
Like sometimes as a player, you have to take that spotlight because it's your story in that moment. So like in there, I would have liked for you as Kaylin to have more RP in the talking to Zim about what just happened with your sentient being.
Yeah.
But honestly, like again, I'm kind of in the same shoes as Sav here. I felt bad that I was driving most of that RP of like, hey, maybe we can figure this out. Maybe we could do that. Like, I felt bad because I did, and you can even go back and look. I kept looking at you, wanting you to jump in.
Oh, if you want me to be completely honest, I was so tired that I was starting to get pissed that the session kept going.
That's why I kept also being like, maybe we should just go to bed.
I probably would have been in that same boat if I wasn't flooded with adrenaline at that point.
Right.
So. So yeah. Well, what was a good point and a bad point of the session for you?
Good point, definitely. Like finally getting to our destination and finding all this stuff out and basically what I essentially know what we're going up against a little bit.
That's fair.
When we do go get the next pieces.
You also had a very clear image put in your head
Yes.
versus everyone who got details.
Yeah.
Can I fuck it?
Roll the seduce.
Yarn.
Yes, you succeed.
Yes.
No,
I wanted
Yeah.
to make a joke, but no.
Now make a Constitution saving throw.
Yarn.
That's a failure.
Yeah, the little twine's up versus down. See, down, you
See, now
succeed.
We're gonna have this just be no numbers.
That's the variant die.
That's the variant die. We don't need you anymore. What's upset about that?
Are you a little upset?
No,
Are you sure?
Not a little. Are you a
sure?
lot upset?
I don't know which
Practice.
question was answered.
Yeah.
No.
Here, we'll answer your question first. Are you sure you're not upset? No, that's a huge no.
Are you happy? Yes. Did you want to
Do you
die?
want to die?
Oh, well, shit.
Oh, wait, hold on. Is it because you are a die?
I was making a joke the whole time.
Not funny. It wants to die because it's a die.
Your dice speak to you.
They
Your
do.
dice actually speak to you.
Yes, they actually do.
Yarn.
I had to walk away from the table. That was
That was
a
a joke.
dice made a pun.
What does that mean?
Who knows?
That means it's horny.
That
'cause-
means who knows? It's not a yes or a no. It's a maybe. It's a I don't know. It's a yeah, who knows?
Hi, baby girl.
Anyways, so Kaylin or Danny, did you have any fun points or bad points from the session?
Well, I think that was.
She did say her fun
Oh, did
point.
you?
Yeah.
What's your
What's
low
finally being
point?
met?
Bad point. Upsetty spaghetti point.
Definitely seeing you cry.
Yeah.
That was low?
That was a low.
Okay, make sure that wasn't high.
He said, yeah, I had to double check.
That was the best part of the session.
Savannah cried. No,
Um,
it's so bad.
But definitely seeing you cry, that made me upset because I wanted to confront you and whatnot and hold you.
You mean
but
comfort me?
Confront.
yes.
Why are you crying?
You need to stop.
Stop crying or I will give you something to cry about.
Get together.
Pull yourself together.
There's
Pull
this,
yourself together.
this
Run off the
YouTube
car.
this YouTube video is gonna have so many memes just overlapping it.
I don't know. Future Alex, when you're watching this,
Please edit.
Please, can we have the
Please.
memes overlapping?
you can't answer for your future self.
Because it
You won't
depends on
know
how you
until
feel.
If you have the energy to,
Please.
definitely.
Work for war.
I'm definitely putting the no sound over the stream. No, 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 no.
Okay.
Anyways,
Ow!
um,
That's what I get.
yeah. Is there anything that y'all want to know more about that I've kind of glossed over this?
This
session?
information about Jameson.
Yes. What's going on with James?
I mean, I think we're gonna figure that out
Can I roll?
through future roleplay.
You know, roll d20. Why not?
No,
18.
Fun. Y'all
Okay.
ruined the.
Well, hold on.
Zach's a little too smart about this.
No, I wanted nothing.
The next session may bring a lot of answers depending on y'all's actions.
Horny.
Anyways,
The yarn has spoken.
is there anything else y'all want to know about?
No.
Not really. Honestly, I mean, a lot of questions got answered during the session.
Yeah.
A lot of questions got answered during session. More questions arose, but we can't get those answered until next session, as obviously stated right now.
I can't leave y'all with an empty slate.
Literally, that's what keeps us enthralled.
Yeah.
Is the questions.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm just so excited for what could come next, especially finding out this information about Jameson that we were told, because Tomei passed along the information, that they have more information. We don't know if it's good. We don't know if it's bad. We just don't know.
It'll be interesting nonetheless.
Yeah.
Where am I at now?
Chat questions. If
Left
anyone
out
has,
details, DM notes. I think we already did that.
Yeah.
Chat. Send your questions
send
now.
your
I know
questions in.
the fearless senpai, you had some questions. I don't know if you're still around or not, but
Fearless, my mate. Come ask a
Fearless,
question.
you texted me literally like 5 minutes ago.
Sir Fearless, please send your question.
I'm gonna call his ass. I'd be like, hey, you had questions, didn't you?
Be
You
like
had
Fearless.
questions.
He followed us on TikTok the other day. Follow us on TikTok, please. Thank you. That's all. Bye.
You're actually calling him.
Yeah,
on
I'm
Discord.
actually calling him.
Call him
Oh
on
my God.
Skype.
No, on Discord.
It sounds like Skype.
It's Discord.
It's Discord.
Bro, you
Well,
Skype.
she's gone to the bathroom.
Something like that.
He answers.
Are you going tinkle, Fearless?
Anyways, okay.
Can we help
You
you?
want to turn it down?
Yeah, you want to turn that down a little bit?
Spotify.
Until he
your
answers.
future self's gonna hate you.
Yeah.
It actually doesn't pick up a lot of the phone sounds.
He did not answer.
He didn't answer. You're alone in this call.
Oof.
It just calls me out like that.
Yeah, so
Bruh.
chat, send your questions if you have any.
Yep.
We give about like 5 minutes here for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5, 7
Let's let's run through some little things. Little things. Little things.
Little.
Wee.
I
We
say
kinda
I
hit
say
a lot
little
of the
things
littles.
and only big things for each of your characters come to mind.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we kind of touched on a lot of the little things.
Anything that's little.
Actually, I have a curious question about Tomei's thoughts regarding
Uh-oh.
the possibility of finding a second dragon horde in his life.
I can help more people.
Mhm.
Like honestly, he's gonna like if he can find another dragon's horde with like as much gold as he found before, he is going to help some people. That's Azra.
Don't worry about her.
This time, everyone's getting a piece.
Everyone does get
Leviathan's gonna be rich. He's not gonna know what to do with it.
pay off his
His-
bounty.
No, because he doesn't like money. Well, we're going there first.
That's true. That is true.
I'll take
Plot
money.
twist.
Who's
Teardrum.
taking nobody's money?
Teardrum shows up after all this
I
time,
defeated you once. I can do it again.
and the party already has a skyship.
That's what we'll do. We'll all pull all the Dragon's Horde money together just to buy a skyship.
Yep. Teardrum's gonna come back after all this time, and his one goal of buying a skyship and having a sailing or a flying war vessel, more or less. The party will already have a skyship. Like he'll get back and be like, "All right, y'all, I've amassed some riches."
He comes back with a skyship, and we have one already.
Right? He's like,
We just
Yeah,
have a naval
cool.
fleet at that point.
I mean, that'll fulfill part of his dream. That's what he was thinking about doing. Was like,
And
he's just
me-
gonna get an entire fleet of skyships.
And me and Robert can make lasers,
Yes. And
magic lasers.
them will fuck people on the ship.
I've always wanted to join the Mile High Club.
Yeah, exactly. Always heard of the Mile High Club. I was just never able to accomplish it yet.
Yeah, but no,
Mile
like
high.
in all seriousness, to like fully answer your question, that if he finds another Dragon's Horde, because that's honestly not on his mind right now, is the Dragon's Horde. It's the okay, at least we know where we need to go. Fighting a dragon, I'm gonna need either the help from some strong people, or I need to get
Right.
stronger.
This is very much like the most positive outlook to that news.
Yeah, yeah, but it's honestly like he just would probably give half of whatever he found to his mother again, and use whatever he had to probably better his home. Honestly, he'd probably put a lot of it towards the school, towards a few of the businesses,
I was
and
gonna say I could see Tomei just like walking into what is it? The not the Hall of Reason. The courthouse in Westrun. I can't remember the name of it for the life of me. It's got the platinum dragon out front. But I could see Tomei walking in there and being like, "Hey, here's 1,000,000 gold. Only give this to reputable businesses and people who are willing to put in the effort and understand a hard day's work. Put it into the university. Put it into the Cobalt Reserve. Put it into the defenses of the city. Put it into bettering the streets." Like, he would essentially walk up to the people running the place and go, "Hey, I demand that you do all this. Here's your fucking money."
And hopefully by that point, the Arcana Pensophical will be here in a month to check on the progress. Who knows? We could be there sooner than I'm thinking.
That's another thing you and I had in our above table conversation, little RP thing for a character we're not talking about anymore.
As of right now, we're not talking about.
And I kind of got Danny's mind running on it yesterday. Knowing that it's been almost 2.5 weeks back on the material plane, what are some thoughts that your characters are having about that?
Yeah.
Like, it's been less than a week here in the Feywild.
It's been 5 days.
But it's been almost 2.5 weeks back home. It's a whole new month.
Yep, it's been 2 weeks and 4 days is waking up.
I think Zem was honestly expecting worse because she knows how time with the Fey realm works as much as you can.
Right.
And so I think she was expecting a whole month to go by in the week that she expected to be there in Fey time. So it's like, oh, we're only gone 2.5 weeks. Cool. I'm getting back in the same year. Awesome. Like,
that's the biggest thing, the best thing you could ask for.
Yeah, so I think whereas I'm sure everyone else is kind of like thrown off by it and like it's like, holy shit, I missed out on 2 weeks. She's like, I only missed out on 2 weeks. Holy crap.
She's on the positive side of it.
Everyone I know is still alive. Yeah. So it's like
Leviathan doesn't care.
And Tomei is at the point where it's like, hey, it's been 2.5 weeks. So who knows what could have happened to West Run? Who knows what could have happened to anywhere?
Who knows?
Because he's a very scheduled person.
Sounds
Yeah.
like, yay. In short.
Yeah.
Yay! Don't care. Worried.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like we have any questions.
I'm gonna throw one more out here if it can come to mind within the next 10 seconds.
1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi.
That you know that doesn't
3
help.
Mississippi.
You know
You
that
are
doesn't help.
Mississippi. You got 5 more seconds. Time.
What are you, DM? Because you've asked us a lot of the questions.
Okay.
What are you, without spoiling anything, what are you most excited to unveil within the next 2-3 sessions?
My plans. No, a lot of prep that has been in the background.
For a while, yeah.
I have had time to work on shit because of scheduling conflicts and, drawing out y'all actually stepping into the Feywild, and like all of the obstacles that have been in the way of progressing the narrative have just been opening up more time for me for prep. So much so that the world is a moving right now.
Ooh.
Like, literally right now as we speak, things are happening in my head. And none of y'all will ever be prepared for some of the things that come out of this fucking dome.
Even in IRL, fuck D&D.
To be fair, I am a
You are
being of
chaos.
chaos.
You are an enigma.
I
Immediately hunches over like the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
I exist, yet I don't.
The fact that you went so smooth from that animation to grabbing your drink makes proof of that.
Yeah.
I exist, but I don't. Because
Chaos.
the other times that I'm existing, it's in Exandria,
That's fair.
watching the world from a deific perspective,
Big
and
words.
yeah, from a deity's perspective, more
Big
or less.
brain DM
Yeah.
energy. We're
Which-
all small brain and you're big brain.
you know, I mean, this guy is starting to get like demigod level perspective.
Nice.
He's
I really
starting to,
am.
He's starting to
Shit
understand
moving.
how much the world moves.
Well, and everybody knows that Zach helps me with a lot of my prep just because I'm learning.
Right.
Was throwing ideas at him here the other day, and he even looked at me like, fuck.
Mhm.
Whenever I start DMing, I don't want to reach that level. I just want to have like a chaos. Like if I was a fake creature just observing the world and I could cause chaos, that's the DM energy I want to have. Like I don't want to have a godlike perspective. I want to have a chaotic gremlin like energy.
You should watch anything Abria Iyengar GMs, because that's her energy.
I've heard.
That is her energy through and through.
Like I just want to chaos. Just throw y'all in chaos.
Yeah. Your energy, from what you've told me from some of your ideas for DMing, has been Brennan Lee Mulligan energy.
Oh no, I don't want you to DM for me.
I'm a bully.
No, I'm not playing in your game.
I don't want you to play my game.
He doesn't want to bully you.
I don't want to bully you.
Okay.
I don't want to make you cry.
Well then fair.
I'd rather make everyone else cry.
Well then fair.
Be in my game. I'm just like,
Nah, you're still very much coming into your type of DM energy.
Especially I've only DM'd once.
Right, but like from what I've seen above, behind screen, if you will, what I've seen away from the screen, you're still coming into yours. You're still figuring out a lot of things. I almost really made that bad.
Yeah.
So it's hard to pinpoint your type of DM energy.
Mhm.
You want to play Call of Cthulhu.
Mhm.
That speaks to your DM energy.
Yeah.
I am Talisman.
Talisman.
Taliesin, sorry.
It's close.
Talisman.
He's
It's
a
close.
talisman. I hold him in my hand, and he's on a necklace.
I'm
Yes.
going to make a talisman
Yes.
so that you can have a talisman when you're DMing, or technically
Didn't
What is
we
it being-
decide that you
you're
were
the keeper?
Marisha?
Can I?
Yes, I am the keeper.
Can I
Yeah.
have a soft gremlin stick and hit anyone who's not being gremlin enough and while I do?
Yes.
you could have some
Just
form
like
of like,
we take the wrapping paper like center and just like gremlinify it.
it was
Like
just a
I,
box
I
stick.
just pin plushies all over it and just whack people who are
It's a
being
bonk stick.
It's a bonk
hit.
stick.
Yeah, it's just a bonk stick.
Better yet, instead of tacking the
I can make you one out of yarn.
plushies, I was gonna say you just like tie them on there with a bunch of yarn. You essentially make a spiked baseball bat, but the reverse.
But with plushies.
Yeah, you make the softest spiked baseball bat in the world.
That is my DM energy. A soft spiked baseball bat.
I want to make a mod for Fallout that is that now. Like Care Bears strapped to
Takes
a
100 hits
bat.
to kill someone.
Right. Now, better yet, whenever you kill things with it, it's killing them with kindness rather than like
So they
actually
oh, you're
dealing
so
damage.
sweet.
Yeah, they just pacify.
Care
Oh my
Bear
god, that hurt.
Dare.
Oh god.
Care Bear stare. Care Bear stare.
I would love to see you do a.
Yay.
I would love to see you do a Gremlin Care Bears one shot.
Third idea for a one shot.
I'm here
I'll
for
totally do that.
You guys have heard my two other ideas. That is my third idea now.
All right, we haven't had any questions in chat.
No,
So
which is okay.
Yeah.
People probably got their questions answered as we
Right.
were talking.
yeah.
If you didn't, go back and watch.
Yeah.
But it's
Uh,
time for us to say sayonara.
If you have
Yes.
questions formulate over the next week,
And
have them ready. Write them down.
next week.
You can
yeah.
ask us. You can ask us not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday.
Because this Wednesday.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Smart.
mhm.
So we've already
Chaos.
talked about what viewers should expect in the next session,
Yeah. Viewers should expect more chaos,
as always.
as always. The next session is technically mine.
Technically, yeah.
Technically.
The viewers should expect a group of
should expect, honestly, the party getting to know each other and seeing how my mind works. We get to see a lot of how Zach's mind works for like how he preps his sessions, how the story kind of goes. You guys will get to see how my mind works in that way.
Yeet.
Put on a real note.
Did y'all have a good time chatting with each other?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm glad I could charge Alex's phone during the middle of it for him.
Yeah. Why don't we go ahead and reintroduce everybody? We'll start with the one who's been here the least.
Well, I'm sorry, bathroom.
No, it's okay. I mean, like, as far as episodes go, you've been here the least as well.
Yeah.
For recaps.
You've been
Yeah.
here for
Oh.
2.5 episodes.
Okay, that's fair. I'm Kaylin, or Danny, or Lilith, depending on the day.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
One of you two go.
My name is Sav, also known as Funshine Illustrations Online. I also play Zem Daddy on Sundays in Campaign 1. And then I also play Alaric in Campaign 0.5 on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Woo.
Hi, I'm Alex, also known as Leviathan in the main campaign and Andreas in the other one. I'm also known as Cat Mannequin on Twitch.
Woo.
I don't really live stream that much. I mostly just record.
Follow his Twitter. It's fire.
I always forget to post on Twitter. Don't even.
But
Brother,
subscribe on his YouTube.
or I only need one more subscriber for 100, to be honest.
Woo.
Hey, let's go.
Let's go.
But follow Fleeting Hub's TikTok because that's where I mostly do content,
For us
Yeah.
here at the table.
and my TikTok, which is just Red Cat Mannequin.
Yeah.
That's it. Bye.
Hi, I'm Gavin, otherwise known as White Hawk Online. I do the Twitch streamings as well. If I'm not here doing things, I'm normally over there. I play Tomei Ata in the campaign 1, and I am your humble DM for campaign 0.5. Airing this Saturday, March 4th at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. So be there, be square.
Session 2 airs.
Session 2.
We already had.
Oh,
We
that's
already.
not a puppy.
We already had
No, I
our
said baby.
inaugural.
No, you said puppy.
I
I
heard
said
puppy.
baby.
You said puppy.
Anyways, hi, I'm Zach, the DM for campaign 1, and I play Garen Tinka in campaign 0.5. You can find me on the internet.
Good luck if you do.
That's it. You can find me. Yeah. You can find more Fleeting Hope stuff if you want more on TikTok, as Alex said. You can find us also on YouTube, which Alex runs. You can also find us on Spotify,
Which I run.
Gavin runs.
Which,
You
by the
can
way, I
find
have
us-
ideas that we need to talk about.
You can find us on Twitter, which I run, but I don't really do anything with it. It's just so you know when we go live.
You should let me log in because I post random shit throughout the day on mine, so I can add it to Fleeting Hopes.
Yeet. You can find us here on Twitch Wednesdays, roughly around 6 p.m., 6:30 Central Standard Time. You can find us on every other Saturday at 10 p.m. and every Sunday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's it. That's session 50. Recap.
You almost hit the cat.
I'm sorry.
He
I'm
went,
sorry.
"Poo-doo."
Oh wait.
Boink.
I'm sorry, Bobo. Anyways, stay happy. Stay hydrated.
Don't you dare forget to smile.
You better fucking smile.
We love you all, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Hey.
They're coming for us now. Somehow they found us out. No sudden moves, don't make a sound. They're out for blood this time around. We gotta burn it all down. Today's the day, revolution's on its way. Our time is now, hold the line. This is how we'll be defined. Just stand your ground, give and take. Only works when both sides really give and take. So revolution's on its way. Look around, what do you know? This whole damn place is about to blow. Look around, what do you see? I see the wolves at bay coming after me. Oh, 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 get ready for the war. They're coming now, yeah, they're right outside the door. They tried to hold us down, but they can't control us now. Today's the day, revolution's on its way. Our time is now, hold the line. This is how we'll be defined. Just stand your ground, give and take. Only works when both sides really give and take. So revolution's on its way. Look around, what do you know? This whole damn place is about to blow. Look around, what do you see? I see the wolves at bay coming after me. Oh, 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 get ready for the war. They're coming now, yeah, they're right outside the door. Break us down more. They want it all. They're gonna try to take us all. They wanna see us fall. Get ready for the war. Look around, what do you know? This whole damn place is about to blow. Look around, what do you see? I see the wolves at bay coming